called the gallows meal, which is a delightful way of calling it. So there, another way of saying things the Dutch way for you.
Gallows meal.
The gallows meal. Hogemau.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get shot for that joke, but was that meal cooked in a Dutch oven?
Anyway, the point is, you're in a room with some of the most important people in town, and they are taking you to the back room where there's all those maps, and it smells as you would imagine a roll room does after being used for a while.
Mm.
Extensive information has been gathered regarding the precise numbers of their enemy skill level, spread, potential attack options, how they've taken care of the villages and settlements so far, attack patterns, everything they can they've been trying to record in some way, shape, or form. Whatever it's correct, or usable, or complete, that's not certain. But oh boy, it sure does look like this is going to be one hell of a time. After all, I think you already saw the army, but in case you want to be reminded, an estimated 50 of some sort of black dragonborn dragon person, about 100 of those clerics. No, 30 of those. Yeah, 100 of those basic clerics, 30 of those monks. You've met a surprising amount of those for how few they have in the army. I guess they're more the external operative types with their flexible skills. 100 berserkers,
Whoa.
120 ogres, about 200 wargs and riders, goblins, of course. About 1,600 regulars, 200 veterans, 80 warriors, 200 sergeants, and 60 of those big blade bearer guys who like to have two swords and then get their asses kicked in. There are still some remaining razor fiends, and those things are terrifying to the average person. 22 hill giants, 5 Hiraso sphinxes, 30 bar guests of the greater variety. Who knows what they fed on, but they sure are large. 10 bar guests, 8 wyverns, 16 manticores, a bunch of about 20 or so very scary looking spellcasters. The Ghost Lord contingent is no longer in effect. And a bunch of this list doesn't apply because they're all dead. There you go. I love crumpling a bit of paper and going, well, that's already taken care of.
You've done some good work.
Well, like he said, they did have a whole theater department that was more than willing to lend their skills to infiltrate as deep as possible and get all the necessary information. One thing they did learn is that apparently Mr. Karn is quite the sleeper as it is with other people. So it's quite easy to get close and comfortable and then just move around the camp with his blessing, quote unquote.
Huh.
And then Lars, of course, will interject with, and take that as a lesson not to do it yourself, you idiots. If you're at war, you got better things to do than sleep with someone who looks a little pretty. Now then. We all know who we are. Lord Yarmouth. We got Lady Carl. Got me, leader of the guards. Tredora Goldenbrow, who, honestly, I think she should take that stick out of her ass already. And of course we got your fine friends off to the side, because maybe they got something to add to the conversation, or just for moral support. I don't know, Yarmouth seemed nice about them. And of course we got your lady of the Ilfs, Mrs. Starsinger. Representing what I assume is going to be some sort of aerial battalion. Ugh. Lord Yarmouth steps up to the plate. Now then, this is a defense council. That's how we're going to call it in the history books, at least. So far, it's mostly been gathering everything we have and taking head name counts and everything. But we've narrowed things down. First, our opening move. The initial assault and how we're going to meet them. My idea was to sortie from the walls. The outside fields will slowly advance and keep the damage from being to the city itself, in turn allowing us to recover afterwards much faster. Lady Carl seems to be content with this particular course of action. Cerelia Starsinger has no particular opinions about this. Lars kind of shuffles and at that. And Tredora is... She has the face of someone who's like, oh, I like your plan. And the butt gets stuck in her throat. As it tends to go. Well, what do you think? I'm sure that you have plenty of experience in the field.
Well. Gosh. Well, the thing is, this is out of character right now. we gotta try one of the complications that we have to contend with, and the goblins don't, is that we have to not ruin the city, which is going to be a problem since we're gonna have to fight in the city. So some of the damage is going to be unavoidable. I'm not entirely sure how we can limit this, especially considering they literally have people who can throw fireballs. They might just start burning the town out of spite, so we might have to have someone prepared to go and extinguish some fires too.
Well, it's gonna be a storm for a while, and honestly, they have a fire dragon that can already set the half the town on fire. But we're talking about the initial assault here, aka when they're at the front gates, and I'd personally prefer to be sitting on top of the walls instead of in front of them.
Well, we could always go for that one trick from the Sun Tzu book.
If you leave things as they are, these guys are just gonna spend bickering,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
that
and that's
won't help.
not good. That's not going to help anyone. I'm just worried about taking initiative because I'm not entirely sure. Well, what would be the weakest points in the walls? Where do you think they will be able to break in most easily? Maybe there's a fault somewhere or a crack.
Bloody
that
hell,
will
they
be able
got
to break in.
giants. They'll be throwing enough rocks to bring the whole wall down eventually.
Remind me
All right.
again, who's the person that asked me to make sure they're not in the city?
That was Lady Cow, who is definitely giving you all that look of like,
Yeah.
oh, especially you, actually.
Yeah. Well, we can't forget the someone needs to secure escape route and make sure the refugees get to Dizamar safely. I feel that Lady Cal's got the connections with the merchants associations and whatnot, and would be a lovely addition to the Exodus.
There's a loud pound on the table as Lars slams his armored fist on it. You're telling me that we're gonna start removing troops from town now? By the gods. First, we got a little prissy prince who wants to send his men outside in front of the walls because he doesn't want to damage the town. And now you're suggesting that we take our men and put them elsewhere? And Lady Cow
No, but
kind of
it's
goes
better-
cough cough.
It's
that
better.
Hmm?
It's better to have it and not need it than the other way around.
Well, now, you know what I like to say. It's always good to have a route of retreat.
Lars begrudgingly pulls back. Well, fine. If that's what you all want to do.
Migosh is just
That's not all.
smiling and just like turns and gives like the side wink.
Wink.
It's a very audible wink for some reason.
Then we're
It has
going to
little
meet them in front of the gates. Excellent.
No.
Why not? We just agreed to this, no?
No, we didn't. Not gosh. Fine, I'll just talk for the sake of talking. So, we can't really meet them in the open field. They will just steamroll us. What we need to try and do is something that Matthias's group has been trying to do all along, which is to exhaust their supply lines and etc. Basically, to tire them out before we even have to fight them. That would be the best thing. Let them sit out in the rain for a little bit. Let them sit out in shitty weather in the cold, before we actually engage them.
And who's going to do that?
Everything in our power. Excuse me?
And who's going to be the one to go out there and sneak around and take care of business like that? Well?
We have, excuse me, could you remind me the name of the missus that's going to
Lady Cow.
Right. Well, she probably has some sneaky types on her side. Would it be amazing if some of them were able to sneak into their encampments because they'll probably settle down for a little bit.
If you suggest that, she will give you a harsh stare of like, "Are you accusing me of being some sort of thief who would know saboteurs?" Oof.
No, I'm not accusing you of that. I'm just saying you might have some. You might know a few people. We don't get to choose our family, you know.
She waves her hand. I'm not going
Mm.
to risk my men for an effort that is related to the city. I can
So
go
you're
well
saying.
elsewhere.
So you're saying you don't care about the town.
She doesn't answer that.
Why is she here then?
Yeah, you missed this. She was basically forced to be here. That's why Migash like.
Oh, right. But okay, fair enough. I can see why that is. Gosh. Okay, fair enough. Mm, I'm not entirely certain on how to turn this around, so I suppose we'll have to do without that for now.
Then we will meet them in front of the walls. Excellent.
No.
Now you say you've got this wonderful thing called a wall. Why don't you stick your men on top of it, right? And make
Yes,
them come
yes,
over
yes,
it.
yes. That is what laws suggested.
Well,
And-
it seems to make more sense than becoming a target outside the wall. You won't find me outside the wall. You'll find me on top of the wall, shooting my bow down at the people.
But
Yeah.
if we let them come so close, then their siege may damage the town directly, and at that point, what are we really defending anymore? Not to mention our great heroic charge will surely dissuade them from their course of action.
That's what walls are for. They're for defending you so that you could rebuild the walls later. If there are no people, they're going to destroy the town anyway, and if there's, still people on the walls, or what's left of the walls. I'm mangling this up, to be perfectly honest. But the point is, it's better to have the walls destroyed and rebuild them than, die and then they break the walls with no repercussions. It's
Oh,
like trying to fight someone naked because it would damage your armor. That's what the armor is for.
I wonder if the increasing humidity of an incoming storm is what's giving me this extreme amount of boogers.
I don't know. I've been having an allergic reaction to something as well. It's terrible. It's been raining for a couple days. Now it's getting hotter again. It all stinks with wet earth.
Zoinks.
But yeah, my reasoning here is basically like, what's the point in having armor if you're not going to use the armor?
Alright. Well, you can give me a diplomacy check, and we'll see how receptive he is to all this.
Gosh, that's going to be terrible.
Well, then maybe, just maybe, you should get someone who can do the talking
I
a
don't
bit
know.
fancier.
Exactly.
Like you can do this thing where you huddle up and you're like, I got arguments, and you have the person who can talk actually do the presentation for you.
Well, I
We
guess
call
we'll
that
have to
delegation.
we'll have to ask a literal emperor and a war master on our side to do this. Matthias, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Could you please step in, because I don't think I am confident enough in, the word slinging business to be able to actually persuade them. My reasoning here is that they don't want to um, damage the town, but the town is going to get damaged anyway. Except that it's going to damage way more. Going to get damaged way more if they don't actually use the defenses that they've built up. Again, the same thing with armor. It's like, yeah, I took off the armor and fought the bear or something, or a dragon, like, naked, because I was afraid of scratching the armor.
So you want me to explain to them that there'll be collateral damage, but they'll still be alive.
Yes, if you will, please.
Hmm. Sure, I think I could say something like that.
Matthias doesn't even have to roll, because he's just that dang charming.
What's
Hold
their
on, let me
what's
roll,
their
and then I can kind of guess what he says real quick. Hold on.
He has a base 20 modifier to diplomacy,
what the fuck?
and then
Yeah,
he rolls
okay,
a
that's a
natural 20.
critical success.
Like, I would like to point out that he could by default make hostile enemies just want to stop fighting him if he has a good argument.
That's what I said. There's nobody visible on the walls. The gates are open, and there's only Matthias sitting in a chair playing a mandolin in front of the gate.
A 40 is enough to get someone who is unfriendly to become helpful.
Holy shit!
Uh,
Yeah, but not hostile, probably.
it will make a hostile person friendly.
Oh.
So, guy's got a golden tongue with a roll like that.
Yeah.
You manage to convince them of the fighting paladin's standpoint. Oh, what the heck? Oh, it's the order. I open the GM screen. The first thing I see is the order of magnitude on magical item damage. Oof.
Gosh.
A beautiful little situation later. The battle plans are redrawn. With Lars less frustrated, Lady Kahl takes her slight distance from this whole situation as it happens, hoping that if she just stays away a little bit, they'll forget to assign her troops any positions in any dangerous places.
I don't know what you're
No,
talking
I'm
about.
sorry,
She's defending the rear guard.
Yes, exactly. That's what she's doing. Don't worry about it. Don't insert problems where there are none.
Yeah, of course. Well, unfortunately, I'm a little too autistic to forget about that.
And the next thing that they want to discuss is, of course, what the players will be contributing to the situation. But before Lord Yarmouth can even bring this topic to the fullest, Lady Cerelia would like to interject with the question of what's going to happen if the walls fall. Because, you know, all nice and dandy that you got them, but those guys have flying things and a bunch of rocks.
Well, you see here, if you look outside the city, this little building here, got two little walled mansions. I think they're great places to fall back and regroup. Given I know we'll lose a good few blocks of the city, but hey.
Well,
Maybe you fancy people in the north can, retreat to the graveyard area. That has a wall too.
I personally think the best ideas, considering the Horde's tremendous size, Lord Yarmouth speaks up, is that we use the city to our advantage. Its many snaking streets means that if we barricade a few places up, have our men scoot from building to building, some guerrilla tactics should certainly function. And we'll use Cathedral Square as a central marshalling point. Make this place a labyrinth from which they will not recover.
Or we could just, light the part of the city that we lost on fire, and then they have to get through fire to get to us. Yeah. My house is by the river, so either way, our house is fucked if we lose the city, but last one to be burnt. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you might be good with that, boy, but I'm not exactly in the mood for losing half of my town to something like that. This place has got to be rebuilt, and there's only so many trees in a forest.
Well, technically, that's what the humans have been doing all along. They've been burning those little towns all along the path of the army.
Yeah.
Not humans, goblins.
I don't know.
Something
There
you
was
do-
like the whole like scorched earth that we've established early on. They
Oh, yeah,
take
yeah,
everything they
true.
can and then they burn the fields and houses and such.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the goblins will do it anyway for fun, but at the very least, we will not give them the benefit of, oh, hey, they're just gonna eat whatever they find. It's like there's nothing to eat. That was like one of the points why they were so slow initially, is because they literally had to rely on supply lines because all the food and everything here was either taken away or burned. So it's the same thing here. We have to slow them down as much as possible, so they'll burn it anyway. Might as well do it on our terms.
Excellent. Now, of course, I think that the final thing we should then discuss, since I rather like my plan, but I've got to be honest, your little silly idea of burning the entire town down just to stop them feels a bit spiteful, a bit too, helpful in that regard. This is the biggest city in the area. Surely we should try to maintain some of it for the end of it. Not to mention it'll be terrible for morale.
We're not going to be burning all of that.
If we burn even half of this town voluntarily by ourselves, I will lose the support of my troops almost instantly. They're not going to burn their house down just because I tell them to.
Okay, we're gonna let the goblins do that. That will motivate them to fight better.
Exactly. If they're going to do it anyway, why should we start it any sooner than we are ready for it?
To make them have less fun.
If you want,
Sure, they enjoy the destruction.
if that is how you wish to frame it, very well. There is, of course, one more thing. We must discuss what we are going to do with the clerics. My church has quite a few in employ, and they will be most useful if they are available wherever the troops are.
That is true.
I
We
agree
need
with
to
that.
keep the troop.
The more we can keep them on top of the soldiers who need it the most, the more we can keep them alive.
Yes.
Well,
Now,
you have
just
more
as a-
experience with clerics than I do, given the
Just-
fact that
ju-
you have been in lots of fights yourself, right?
Yes. Now the question is, are there any kind of like mass heal spells available to these guys?
Oh no, they're not. They're
Because if
baby
they-
clerics.
If they're baby clerics, then maybe they should be put towards the more, the stronger soldiers. Because what's the point in healing like a tiny little baby soldier if they're gonna get one shot anyway, right? And then we'll also lose a cleric on top of that, so maybe assign them to stronger troops that can tank a shot or two or several. Since we don't have a whole lot
Well,
of them,
this
we
is.
should focus them.
But it's a tight bit. It's putting clerics all around town just exposes them to needless danger. Don't forget that once we're done with this all, we'll gather up all the bodies, and at that point we might need healing elsewhere, and having our clerics ready and alive would be better. Not to mention these clerics are hardly battle trained. They might just panic at the sight of combat.
Now let better men up real quick. Mm.
I agree with Rapalden here. The best idea is to set them up all around town, and make sure that we can help the ones who need it the most, like me.
If you're not going to be in active combat, you might not need one. If you are on the front line.
Excuse me. You think
he
you're
actually
not?
playing-
I'm not gonna.
Are you
This.
going to have a heart attack sitting in the back?
I'm going to have a bloody heart attack thinking that you think I'm not gonna try and defend my own dang hometown, man.
But are you sure you want to be at the front lines?
What goddamn rock are you born on that you think I'm not gonna stand my damn ground?
But that would make you the target. It
Do
would
I
make
look
no,
like
he-
I'm going to get my ass shot off by a goblin with a little pizza knife?
Yeah, but they have dragons and other things. What if you die? Your people will lose. a
Well,
symbol.
how about you concern yourselves with how you're going to handle the dragons? Because I don't think anyone's gonna handle them except someone like yourself.
Mm.
There is a damn reason that people hire adventurers to go after dragons instead of armies.
Anyway,
So if you would like to
you guys
accuse
have
me
something
again
to
of being
say?
a little Princess Piddly Pants who ain't gonna stand my damn ground against an army,
See, I rather like having him on the walls next to me because he looks like the bigger target, and I can hide behind him and shoot arrows.
yeah, but what if they get killed?
People die in wars.
and he will have
Mm.
died and not me.
That's exactly what Migos is thinking.
Well, I think that regardless of their position, they should maintain being the symbol so that they represent what these people are fighting for. If they're going to lose their leader, who is going to assume control? They're not going to listen to whoever steps in after you. If there is a situation in which you actually have to fight while being in the rear, then you'll get your, glorious death in combat anyway. And if you don't,
Wait. So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, you're a dwarf, right?
yes.
You're telling another dwarf to fight in the rear? Hilarious.
No, I'm saying that it's going to be more practical for them to actually
he
maintain.
he relents.
the safety of the trip.
Fine, you get what you want.
My point is that I'm trying to think about this strategically. We're not going to put the best troops at the front because then once our best troops are gone, who's going to replace them? We're not going to have any reinforcements.
Well, ain't that just the fucking whole deal with battles and wars, my good sir?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. we have stronger troops in
Yes,
in
I
the
get
back,
it,
then they can-
Argus.
Okay.
Carmo. They're going to station the clerics all around town with their strongest men, and good old Mister I want to get into a big old scrap is going to hang back, although he's a big grump about it.
Until he has to.
Yes, until he
Okay,
has to.
I mean, look, if you don't want me to speak, just ask the other two guys in the party. Holy shit, Safi.
It's hard to speak when all you do is speak.
I
Well,
interjected
I mean,
when
I've
necessary.
given like 5 minutes at the start where I was just silent, trying to give everybody a chance to talk, but nobody talked, so I stepped
I
in.
think
Now,
I can give you a clarification of what's the feeling is right now. It's kind of like when you troubleshoot something or what I do, and we know what the problem is, and you give me something that is thoughtful but doesn't work, and I tell you that's thoughtful but not the issue, and you keep bringing it up,
Mm.
and we tell you no. I think that's the point of it.
Mm.
But then again, I'm very relaxed as I had my coffee. And this is waking me up just fine with the intense voices. I'm sorry, it's funny to me.
So as this whole situation gets a bit tense, Imistral the Red, who again, I regret not making him a kobold like I did in the other one because he was such a little man. Imistral the Red, the old man, steps up and puts some scrolls down on the table. I have prepared these fine scrolls after rarest telepathic bond. With it, I can form a telepathic link between myself and a few others, which will allow us a tremendous tactical insight into the situation and circumstances. Now, naturally, this means that myself and Lord Yarmouth will be part of that connection, as well as Lars, since he will be closer to the front line than most of us. Now, of course, that means that we have one more connection that needs to be made, and I think it would be best if, you know...
I vote for Matthias. He's more competent than any of us.
I
Right.
personally think that it might be best to give it to Lady Tredora, since she will be part of the clerics somewhere in town. She'll be able to tell us if one of the potent front line falls.
Or that.
And Imistral falls silent when Yarmouth decides to interject with his own idea. Looking a little dejected, though.
How many scrolls are there?
There's enough to create those 4 bonds that he talked about. But one of which has to be him.
Right.
The idea right now is for it to be between him, Yarmouth, Lars, and Tredora.
Right. Well, how long does it take to replicate it? Because we have some spare resources. Literally a ton of money.
Okay, Argus, this is the part where I roll out onto the table and sexily tell you.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa. Who says this is your money? If
No.
anything, this is Matthias's money, and I get my cut too. You join Lightdorf,
No, that's fair enough. I'm just asking how much it will cost.
trying to spend my money.
The problem... Well, if you're willing to put some money down, I guess I could try to make it permanent. Or some... No, that would be a bit intrusive. It's still quite expensive. It's a very delicate scroll to make. I also like that the material component is eggshells from 2 different kinds of creatures. Can you imagine having to huck around a chicken and another chicken? Great.
No.
Let me see, how much does it cost to replicate a 5th level scroll? Oh my, no, it's so expensive. Why do wizards get scribe scroll? It's so expensive. It's a whole 1,225 gold pieces. Impossible. Cannot be afforded. What I really like, and I want to point this out, the hyperlink SRD can't use things like Rari's telepathic bond. It just has to put telepathic bond. But because the list is sorted alphabetically and his name is included, the list looks like this: prying eyes, telepathic bond, and then seeming. Because normally it starts with an R. It's so good. It's so dumb. I don't know why. I guess that alone is apparently enough copyright for it to be a problem, or they're just being safe. Who knows? Point is, as it stands, you guys won't have a connection, which may or may not be a problem. In fact, it's not even clear what you guys are going to be doing for most of this. Which, you know, is probably because it's kind of up to you. You're kind of an out one out here.
pretty sure Migosh said what he was doing. He's gonna be on a wall shooting shit, and if the wall falls, he's gonna run.
Cerelia.
Are we gonna split the party like that?
You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's where Migosh is gonna be.
Cerelia speaks up. So, you have mentioned a dragon, haven't you? Well, it just so happens. Wait, I need to remind myself because these ladies all blend together a lot. Starsinger is the druid. Thank you. She throws something onto the table that she had in this big old bag with her. This is a massive net. It looks kind of muddy, but in like the kind of way where the mud is flowing constantly. I have had quite some time to put this together. It is a net that once you can throw it onto something will make it significantly heavier, heavy enough to force it to the ground. If what my scouts say is true, these dragons will be able to fly and strafe around town forever, and it looks like we don't exactly have anyone who can shoot something down that big in a single shot. So my plan is instead of having our owls fly to their doom, one person goes over there, fastens this around the dragon, and tears it to the ground.
Oh, the problem is, how do we get to the dragon?
I wonder if someone here happened to be in charge of a whole brigade of elves who happen to own lots of flying creatures.
Oh, right, yes.
You dummy.
No, I thought they wanted us to do it. And I'm like...
Did you not see the owl parked on top of the building?
No, I've seen it. What I'm saying is I thought that was our job for some reason. I'm a dummy.
Well, it's going to be your job, because I don't think any one of my elves would last long enough against that thing.
Fair enough.
This is, of course, but a suggestion. I could have my elves do it themselves if you don't feel up to the job. Okay, I see. Well, we'll probably
I'll do
manage.
I'll do it. Might as well try.
Excellent.
I don't think cavalry in the middle of tiny little streets is gonna help much, so yes, I'll try.
By the way,
Yes.
how fast is your horse?
It is 90 feet per 6 seconds, so almost 100 kilometers an hour.
Actually, let me do some quick. That is like, oof. It's like 10 feet a second or so, or something in that ballpark. I got a little idea. Fighting a dragon ain't exactly easy. I mean, you know, plenty of dwarven tales about how those things are giant assholes that take a while to get down. Even if you get it to the bloody ground, it's gonna tear that net apart in seconds and start freeing itself. So I got a little plan for you, if you're all feeling a little heroic.
I am. Go ahead.
Once you get up there and tie that dragon nice and tight, and it flies down to the ground.
Yes.
The rest of y'all get on top of that fancy horse aim and follow it, and then you kill it. Preferably, you stab it somewhere where it can still scream its damn lungs out, so the rest of the horde knows you just took down its big boy.
Sounds like a plan.
That way, a master bowman can do a little bit more work than sitting on the wall.
How does that sound, Mikush?
Well, you say here, I guess I could do it. My arrows won't actually have as much pit from that far away, but hey, that's what you want.
No, he's like, get the dragon down to the ground and then just fuck it up while it's down there. Which, you know, means you can get in point blank range and all.
Yes. What would be the appropriate role for attempting to tie down the...
So the big problem here is probably going to be climb checks, because you need to hold on to that thing while you're, you know, keeping it from getting the net off too quickly.
Well, I don't suppose we still have the boots of climbing.
Whatever was in there, no one took was sold.
Right.
So
Yes, so DG's boots are probably not here. We could probably go and track them down and buy them back, maybe. Or just get a new pair. That is better.
I'm gonna take a quick look at... Okay, well, her spell list is shit and jack, so,
My climb
Unfortunately,
rank is +0.
if only
Unfortunately.
she had something like spider climb. Oh no, but I can't make those decisions for my players. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's this little that guy, and I pointed the old man in the corner. Maybe he has it. Oh, he has a bunch of
Mr.
shit.
Red.
His overland flight, teleport, various telepathic bond, dimension door, fear, dispel. Oof. He's got web, but that's not gonna help you.
Yeah, plus webs burn.
Apparently,
Webbed wings.
he does not have spider climb, but it's only a
The
second
hell?
level spell. Can you make spider climb permanent? Let's take a look. That seems like the kind of spell you want to make permanent. You just stick to the walls like an idiot.
I'd like to put it on my horse and make a Skyrim horse.
Give him the old slipper spider.
Oh no.
Spider horse, spider horse. He's on the wall. What are you doing there?
There we go.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh gosh, get out of here, duo. I've extended my streak to 1,000. All right, well,
Following spells could be made permanency.
yeah, spider climb isn't under there, but that's
Nope.
not what I was looking for. What's weird is that you can do an you can do a reduce. I'm just dumb. Well, you know, they'll try to figure something out. They'll work something out for you. That is Jesus Christ. Why does the horse work like that? I think because it's such a large object.
It's not that. It's that it's basically standing on a little cliff or whatever it is,
Mhm.
so that it doesn't fall down. But the animations force the legs to be stuck to a certain surface.
Oh, inverse kinesthetics are doing that.
Yes, and it's basically just twisting it around.
I like it. I like it. I mean, I guess it's. I don't know if this is any better than the horse feet just sticking out in the air. Oh well. Character dies during introduction. Zoinks. All right. Well, he's going to see if he can
Yeah.
figure something out. Argus, would you like to roll me a d20 of luck? And
Yeah.
see if he can find you a spider climb scroll.
1 to 20, 15.
Apparently, yes. So this is going to be a hell of a lot easier for you.
That would be good. I'd rather not attempt to wrangle a dragon with a +1 to my checks.
You also have plenty of days to grab one of those spring things and train your hand grip. You know, get that firm
what?
grip.
You know what? Yeah, that would be a nice idea.
You finger wrestle everyone in town.
Mhm.
The real tournament shown in Arc. All right. Well, I just think that it might be a good idea to have them on standby in case we need to do something instead of. Like it's not like Todori has to go anywhere. Excellent. I think it's best that you guys go take care of that dragon and stand on standby in case we need you anywhere else. After all, if the walls fall, you'll be most useful during any of the choke points. So just slow their retreat. That way, the majority of our men can make it back safely. And you should be able to weather the tide after all. It shouldn't be too hard. No, not at all. Hands in the side. I don't understand one thing. And that's that the
Yes.
pre-written encounters, very few of them actually use all the cool creatures that these guys supposedly have. It's goofy. Like, there's wyverns in here and greater barghests and sphinxes, but they don't get used in any of the pre-made. And just like, come on, you made this really cool army, and you're not letting the players experience all the coolness.
But why not?
I don't know. I guess they're just a bit coy. They're just a bit shy about it, you know. Sometimes.
Well,
They were just the
maybe they-
threat of them. They weren't actually sphinxes. They're just a bunch of goblins in like a sphinx outfit.
Oh my god, that is way better than I give it credit for.
what?
All
It's
right.
like 3 kobolds in the trench coats, 5 dragons in the trench coats pretending to be
Yeah,
Tiamat.
exactly. We already dealt with one of the goblins wearing fake wings.
Is there anything you would like to do in the meantime? Because at this point, the situation seems to have been set up. The connections are going to go
Well-
to Todora, Yarmouth, and Lars.
Well,
ba-
like
Hmm?
like you've mentioned, train my grip. Try to practice for more because I'm gonna have to cling on, cling in, to, to cling to a bird and then apparently also a dragon as I suplex it,
You probably
pile
also.
drive it into the
I
ground.
mean, to be fair, you're probably gonna get like a full training cycle of like using the net and everything.
That would be very good.
Because
Yes,
they have more than one owl. They can have you do practice the jump and everything.
true. But do they have more than one net?
Well, the net can be used multiple times.
Right.
All
Fair
you have
enough.
to do to recharge it is just, and she will show you, just huck it in some water and rub some mud on it. The way it works is
Okay,
quite
that
simple.
works.
At least she tries to make it sound simple, which is that because it's made of earth, it cancels out air energies. It's the ones the
Oh,
dragons use to fly.
So
Mm.
DG didn't listen and actually left all her items on her character. So yeah, you don't have to buy the boots; they're still there.
Oh, that would help immensely.
Uh,
They're in the cart. Looted the corpses.
thanks, DG, for being so something else.
Um, where's the nearest kitchen? I need to boil this because it's off a corpse that's been dead for a few days.
This, I appreciate.
DG had one job. I was selling everything. Just put everything in the cart.
To be fucking fair, DG decided to ditch us in the game because they wanted to go to a movie with friends.
I got to
know.
admit that's funny. You know, it's a movie that you don't have to pay for, and you could rip off line
Yes.
and hang out with your mates.
Yeah.
But you decide I'm gonna watch M Night Shyamalan movie, which you know ain't gonna be that great. So
Oh, DG's a young kid.
I tried giving them an out, and I said, "Was it something you couldn't wiggle out of?" And they could have just easily just said, "Yeah, I couldn't. It was a prior obligation."
so all the stuff on her body was never sold.
Yeah, no, it was never sold.
Okay, I'm
Just-
gonna look through the body now because if that's the case, well, what do you have?
Oh, also, so Matthias, if you look at your sheet, I put
Yes.
it on your character. It's up for you if you want to pay to get it refitted or sell it to the vendor. But we gave you the mithril plate of speed,
Yes,
you
I
just
need
have-
that,
so you
and
just have to get it refitted to you.
of course, and then I got to get rid of my +2 full plate now
Yep.
because
Yes.
that's better.
Go nuts. This one is a good one, and you're gonna be quick. I'm not seeing the boots though. You did say that
Boots,
you wanted a
boots of
carriage.
no, it's all on DG's character.
Oh,
I don't have
hold on.
access to drag shit from her character.
One moment. Okay. Inventory. Gosh. Boots of dragon striding. There we go. Yes. It drags it over, and I can delete it off of here. Yes.
You just want to delete the rest of the bring all the rest of the shit over. I'll sell that as well.
If it might be too many cooks thing in the kitchen. Could you do it, or should I do it?
I could try. I tried before and I don't think it worked.
I dragged an item over to me.
I don't have control over sheet because I never actually
Okay,
controlled
fair
the
enough. In that
character.
case, I'm just gonna drag literally everything over to the cart and then methodically delete everything here, since I have access. Let's try that.
Hey, who has that darkness mask? now?
I took that.
Oh.
Migosh tosses you his goggles of night.
Everyone
Oh
should
yeah,
have.
here. Here,
ev-
you could use this. I figure I have some better use of hiding in darkness than you. I'll throw my goggles of the night on the cart for you.
Okay, because the only thing that looked like I wanted from hers is that helmet telepathy, which been actually pretty good.
By
Yeah,
the
I
way,
put it
everyone
in
can
the
now
cart.
access her sheet freely.
Yes.
Goggles of the
What a
night.
hoarder! Look at how much.
Oh, she was a hoarder of everything. She wanted every. Like I commented at one point, like you're overweight on just carrying junk.
On the plus side, she never skips leg day that way.
Well, she's gonna
Well,
be skipping all that
she
days
should
from
then
now.
kill people with her thighs. Then, if you think about it.
Should have
Matthias,
been a monk.
I threw the goggles of the night on the cart. You could just rip them off. That way you'll have darkness for 60
Gotcha.
feet.
Man, getting a druid undressed is a pain, and there's no reward either.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bam!
Thanks, Como.
Yep. So everyone just take whatever you want off her stuff, and same thing as last time.
No. Just handle the cart, because I'm in the process of putting everything there and deleting it off the sheet.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, no. Take what you want off the cart, and then Whenever you guys are done looting what's there, I'll sell the shit, and we'll get extra gold to spend.
I don't suppose we're going to be tracking crossbow bolts at this point.
Now, a few more details that need to be provided.
Yes.
First and foremost, you are assigned some dudes to take with you on the road, or at least you can call upon them. During your travels, you've made some friends, which also helps. First, you can call on to 4 Blinds of Brindle. They're 4th level fighters. They can provide you with a little bit of a distraction or plug a hole. Whatever you want to do with them. Get 4 of those guys. They're not too bad. Against regulars, at least. Like, if you need to stop a horde, action economy, it always helps to have someone around. Or someone who can just hand out the potions. Since you have an alliance with the Tirikator elves, good news. You can be assigned 4 giant owls and 4 Tirikator hunters, who are mostly going to be used at first to take care of that dragon hunting business.
Yes. After that, if they are too injured, they're welcome to retreat.
Killier, Arrowswift, and Trelara and Nightshadow will be among them.
Good.
Captain Sonara Anita is also around. She's willing to help. You can call upon her during any situation that you want. Which is to say, when something happens, you can be like, we'll pick that person up before we go. So that you don't take someone into a dragon fight they're not going to live through.
Yes. That's good.
Additionally, apparently a lot of people around town have donated all kinds of random shit. Any potions, wands, or scrolls described in the Dungeon Master Guide are available in any quantity and combination as long as the value does not exceed, over the course of the 5 events, does not exceed 5,000 gold pieces. You can't access them during something, but you can get them in between.
Makes sense. All the healing potions, then. Maybe a few potions of invisibility. Those would always be useful. Good. Does a greater invisibility potion fit into any of this?
I don't think you can make a greater invisibility potion.
No, that's not. Doesn't exist in 3.5.
It doesn't exist? Okay.
I mean, people have expanded potions, and I do think they should have gone to 5th level because, but they don't get them. Also, I think you found like bajillions of invisibility potions over the course of your quest.
That's true. What I meant is specifically the greater ones that wouldn't stop working the moment I attack something.
If you want to get a scroll of one, you have a wizard who can cast those with ease.
Yeah, that's a good point.
True. That is
like,
a good point.
For fuck's sake, please don't forget that you have a wizard who can just cast any arcane spell, like Abracadabra.
That would be good.
Let's see. A greater invisibility scroll will be 700 gold pieces out of your budget.
700.
Yeah, why don't you get a couple of those?
Yeah, I would like to get a couple of those for each of us. So that, if somebody goes down, we could cast invisibility and then just drag
it only lasts for a few rounds instead of minutes, because,
Yeah.
That's absolutely fair enough. That's more than enough. As long as the enemies can't really target us reliably, that's going to be just a godsend.
How many do you want, then? I'll throw them into Mel's inventory.
A couple for each of us. I think we have the budget for it.
Got plenty of gold.
Actually, I just realized something. Mal gets Scribe Scroll out of nowhere, so she can just make them for half price.
Okay, let's do that.
If she well, I guess you could buy one, learn it, and then you can make them. So yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yes.
It's a spell you want to have anyway.
Yes.
Excellent. So how many would you like? I'll put all the scrolls.
That would probably be 8 total. So we have one for Boyga, Matthias, Magoosh, and our tiefling. I don't quite remember their names.
Okay, so that is 35. Well, actually 28 in total in costs just to make them. But there you go.
2,800. Okay.
And 700 from your special consumables budget.
Yes. Okay.
Let me just double check and see what Anita and everything are capable of so that you know what you can deal with. Cerelia Starsinger isn't available. She'll be part of the command. Killier Arrowswift is... I didn't make his stat block. Cool. I'll just play him by ear then. But if I look down the... Gosh, I need another one. If I look down the list, what is he capable of? Mr. Arrowswift, what are you trained in? Oh, you never met the... The Tirikator Hunters are 2nd level rangers. Teleria Nightshadow is a 4th level bard. And Killer Arrowswift is a 4th level ranger. And he hates dragons, apparently. Ouch.
That's good. I mean, they're kind of overgrown assholes. It's 10 tons of flame and muscle controlled by a brain the size of a peanut.
Wait, why did she only get that? How bad is Bardic music in 3rd edition? I thought you got more rounds than that. I've noticed that a lot of these sheets are not quite up to code. Let's take a la look-see. How many rounds of Bard music do the bards get in D&D.5? Standard action, daily limit. Once per day per bard. Oh, I thought you had your charisma modifier. Okay, that's fair enough. Just gonna live for 4 rounds a day.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Quick question though, you did mention something about paladins being able to basically control a levy,
A what?
groups of soldiers.
What?
Remember, you said that with
He wants to
specific...
use his Cavalier ability to basically get a bunch of level 1s following him around.
Not necessarily. I just wanted to supply the town's defenses.
You mean your leadership feat?
Okay. Yes.
You dummy. Nothing to do with your cavalierness and nothing to do with being a paladin. You don't even have that feat.
Fair enough. But we did talk about this earlier. That's why I decided to bring it up in case I
Well,
forgot.
you don't have the feat, so you don't.
Sure. Fair enough.
Honestly, if this is going to turn into an argument where, well, you should have told me, and I have to go, but I'm
No.
not the one making your. I've had this argument
No.
with people, Como. I'm just a little bit paranoid about players accusing me of not making their characters right.
No, I'm not going to accuse you of that. Like I said, I control the feats I take. If I don't have it, then I don't have it. I just remember that we've talked about this before. and I
Yes,
couldn't quite remember
Como,
what it
gotcha.
was.
Pap pap.
Sorry, I try to over-explain myself.
Yes. That you
Written
do.
in stone. That's how you always know.
All right, let me take a look at the time. Not the time pool. Get out of here, time pool. We're looking at the timeline, baby. How many days do you have? I think you had like 3 weeks.
I think so.
Cool.
The soldiers on the wall were talking about roughly a month, and I think we've delayed them long enough for that to be roughly accurate.
Who knows when those guys had that conversation?
That's true.
Marvelous. Well, if unless there's something in specific you want to do during those 3 weeks, we can fast forward this.
I would like
Yeah.
to try to take down the dragon as reliably as I can.
Me, Gosh Burger Cut's gonna do some last minute shopping before we have our final encounter.
Delightful. Eventually, the day will come.
Guys, we have a shit ton of gold.
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, the town is mostly abandoned since, what merchant's going to stay inside of a town that's about to get attacked?
That's true.
Now then, the walls! We're going to skip that because that encounter is kind of goofy for what it's worth. It's like, oh, move 1,000 feet to go and beat up some hill giants. Also, the walls fall anyway. Completely superfluous encounter that could have been handled way better, but I guess they wanted to explain how the siege works. Whatever. Also, that is a shit ton of loot for what it's worth. Marvelous. When the day comes, the enemy, we were going to go with an out-of-wall attack. Or no, in-a-wall, because you convinced them. You had a golden voice.
Yes.
So they don't go outside and decide to attack them during dusk when the light is already getting pretty shadowy and dark and gloomy. During this delightful set of circumstances. Where are you when the siege actually properly commences? When you hear the battle horns blow and the storming of an army? Where are you? Are you on the walls? Are you ready? Because,
I assume we're on the walls just to observe the movement of the enemy troops, at the very least.
you
That
can't
sounds
stay.
like the most.
You probably can't stay long because whenever that dragon shows up, you already need to be airborne for this to work.
Yes. So I'll be on the way the moment we spot the dragon, and I'll leave the horse. Actually, I'll go with the horse and then send the horse back.
The horse,
It's smart enough to get back.
wouldn't it be smarter for your horse to carry your friends so that when you hit the ground and the dragon's still alive, you don't have to fight it alone and your friends can catch up
No,
with you?
that's what I said. If I have to run off to where the owls are, probably not on the walls, I'll use the horse, and then as I get on the owl,
I
I'll
literally
set
just
up
said that when this siege begins, you need to be up in the air for this plan to work.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's what I said, so that I could get in the air. But
Gotcha.
whatever, it's fine.
Gotcha. Up in the
Can I
air,
roll
my
diplomacy
boy!
To inspire troops.
A marvelous speech will be given because holy shit, you can make everyone just a little bit more. I think you're starting to. What does it take again to make someone epic uses? Let's look at epic uses because you can make people zealous. What was it? Let's see. Fanatic. That's the term.
Hmm.
If someone's helpful and you roll 50 on a diplomacy check, you can make them fanatic. They will fight to the death against overwhelming odds or throw oneself in an unrushing dragon. I mean, with this, you will definitely give them a nice morale boost.
Yes.
Make everyone feel a little bit better about themselves. Realize that maybe there is hope at the end of this, and if not, at the very least, they will lay down their lives for those that they love and care for. Or something like that. I don't know what you exactly say. That's up to you.
More
What
the
do-
hold off, land stand, and if you're waking up in a mead hall drinking, then you're already dead. So it doesn't matter. Little bit of humor in it, I think is worth when it's nervousness.
You have
Especially
to.
what I had to do.
You do have to ignore some of the people who hold up their hand not knowing what meat is, but whatever.
I could have said snops, but I didn't.
I don't know if that's any better, but speeches are given, rousing, and the battle commences. And as the boulders slam into the wall, and the goblin horde with shields raised moves towards the city, the owls and the weather. What is the weather going to be for this fine, fine siege? Let's have a look. Let's see. Weather generator, where are you at? Gimme some weather, baby. Warm climate. It's nice and summer. Let's have a look. See, I would like for there to be no supernatural events. Thank you. It's in the evening. Who knows what's up? Oh, well, that's interesting. We got a dust storm going on.
Uh-oh.
This is good for you because you're trying to find a massive dragon, and you're a bunch of white owls.
Yes.
As you take to the skies, the dust storms stay low to the ground for the most part. They can go up pretty high, but so can your owl. As you fly overhead, briefly,
Yes.
you eventually spot the dragon in the distance. The dragon is not without its passengers, it seems.
Oh.
Yeah, seems to be some people on the back of it, clinging to this massive saddle that they've mounted on the back.
Yes.
The dragon goes over the dust storm for a moment, until it estimates that it's about above Brindle, and goes in with a dive bomb.
Might have to give chase.
The elf that you're with does indeed ask you, are you ready? Is this the time we
I am.
strike?
Yes.
He takes a deep breath. Your aura of courage inspires him greatly.
Yes.
And he tells you to hold the fuck on, please.
I am.
Gripping tightly onto the saddle on the back of this large owl, you dive into the sandstorm. It is very difficult to see a dragon from any distance, but soon enough, you are right on top of it. The net is next to you, rolled up into a bundle. I assume you have it under your arm or something.
Yes. It's all prepared.
He tells you the basics. He'll throw it off to one side. You'll jump off to the other, and then the
Yes.
two you meet in the center. And you just have to hold the bottom rocks together to make sure that it has the most effect.
Yes.
If you happen to slam into the ground as a splatter instead of pulling this one off, I would so like to say that you're probably the most courageous man I've ever met. The only people I ever had
Probably.
jump off an owl had Featherfall to help him.
Well, you see, if one questioned my spirit, will tell I was basically a little too lazy to fight the whole war, so I decided to splatter instead of hugging the spotlight.
Argus, can you roll me a ride check, please?
Yes, absolutely.
You get to roll it twice because take a fucking guess. You are ready for this.
I hope so.
Time for a dismount.
That's the one. Wow, that's a 3. And here's the second one.
That's a
That's
bit better.
better.
Well, at the very least, you don't get caught on your dismount. And that's really
Yes.
all you need, because you are right over this thing. And, well, it turns out that these owls are a hell of a lot more maneuverable than the dragon, which gives you quite the nice approach. There's a slight problem, however.
Yes.
The net, the way it's designed is that it goes in front of the wings and behind the wings. And while you do get on top of it, unfortunately, you slam into one of the wings on its upswing. and fall
Yes.
into this little basket with the rest of the. There's like 8 goblins here, man. On the plus side, most of them look like mooks. What do you want to do while you're
Yeah.
here? The dragon seems to be unaware of what's going on. It's busy flying, and soon is busy torching.
Well, are these idiots actually strapped in some way?
Not at all.
Well, in that case, I'm simply go. I have 2 hands. I'm going to start throwing them overboard.
So, from these guys' perspective, they're about to go on a burning run. A dude falls out of the sky holding this big net that fell on top of them, and then just starts pulling them through the net and out.
Yes,
This is probably the single most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
it should be.
Now, there's one thing to consider, Argus. This net, it will try to throw it off. It will do spinny moves and things that will throw you off. You were warned about this during the training, that you
That's
should
true.
focus on getting this thing to the ground instead of anything else, because you
Yes.
are not going to survive that fall.
Yes.
Do you sure you want to do this?
To throw goblins overboard.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking
Well,
hilarious.
the thing is, how many of them can I throw overboard in like one movement instead of because if my plan is well known to me in advance, then I will do the plan. Goblins will probably. Well, I mean, fuck. What can they do? I have enough armor. I'll just continue tying it down.
The idea was that you literally hang at the bottom of the dragon holding the 4 corners together.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do then. Screw them. Well, maybe I'll take one with me because I'm holding on the net with one arm.
Okay.
Grab one goblin, just toss him over.
This is quite the mental image. You stand on the back, 8 smelly goblins in front of you. Okay, So, you're looking at like 5. They're obviously like the veteran guys. You know, what do they wear again in terms of armor? They wear the bandit mail and everything. You got one who has no armor at all.
Yes.
One who's
probably
wearing
the
a thick
easiest.
breastplate.
Mhm.
And one who's in a full plate. Which one of those do you think looks the most appetizing to pull along with you?
The smallest one, but at the same time, the one with armor, maybe I'll be able to like snag the thing onto him, so I don't have to drag it to hold it together.
Wait, you want to use them to tie? Oh,
Well, can I do it with a regular? Like, here, hold this for dear life. He's gonna hold. What he's gonna do?
I'll be honest. This is a surprisingly smart plan.
Yeah, I would like to grab one goblin, then tangle him in this thing. It's like, hold on onto that or you'll die.
So during your, let's see, the first goblin that you decide to huck down there does not, in fact, succeed at suddenly out of nowhere grabbing onto a bunch of wires to hold himself alive. And eventually, somewhere way down below, a dude in bandit mail slams in through a roof.
You.
On the plus side, that's one less hobgoblin. The downside is the
That's
net's
true.
starting to shift, and everyone else here starts to draw their weapons.
Yeah, I'm jumping over and I'm holding it myself. If he doesn't get to hold it, fuck it, I'll hold it.
Can you roll me a strength check, please?
Yes.
Because this
Just
is
a check, specifically.
it ain't gonna be pretty. You're pretty much holding on for dear life here.
Yes. Wow. That's fantastic.
Wow, natural 1.
So the way I interpret this working is you do get the dragon down. That's really what you managed to pull off. The problem is you
Yeah.
fall off way before it's safe to let go.
Yes.
I think this is the time where we get to the fun side of the argument. First, I need to put everyone down on this map because for some reason I forgot to put the player tokens on the map. Da-da-da-da. Sugar cube. Oh wait, this map's super dark. I didn't mean for it to be that way.
That's
It's
okay.
shadowy. People can see. Argus, give me like. I imagine that the dragon was intended to go for like a 40 feet high ramp. So give me 46 damage as you slam into a building somewhere.
46 exactly? Oh, 4d6. Okay. Roll.
I know that joke has been made on D&D memes.
Yes.
I know.
Somewhere the dragon begins spewing fire because it's like, what the fuck is a net gonna do? Before it realizes that the net has grown exponentially heavier until it weighs so much that it's like forced to the ground. That's what the water was for. The earth enhancement
Yes.
makes it cancel out magic air stuff, and the water makes it super fucking heavy. Because I imagine that as a medieval person, water is weird because it's so heavy despite being so fluent and movable. Somewhere,
Yes.
Boyga slams into a building. Can you roll me a luck check to see if you land us out of a bed?
Okay.
It's
1d.
a one in a
Is it-
million, but I like it.
Is it a
Right.
100 or a 1d20?
1d100, please.
Okay.
Right. We lost the dwarf.
Boyga, the gods favor
Yes.
you today because you hit a bed.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm going to pat it carefully.
Everyone on the horses, you saw the very brief burst of flame off in the distance, and then you hear this. Listen, if something the size of like a human but like times 8 in all directions crashes into a bunch of houses, I imagine it's a cacophony of sound. Are there any reinforcements you would like to take with you to this situation, or are you going by yourselves?
It's up to them. Migosh is a solo kind of guy.
I would like to point out that this whole fight would have been hilarious if Mal was here because they would have done nothing but complain about, man, all of my spells are fire-based.
If I get
Yep.
any input before the fight starts, I would like to take those lions of Brindle and then have them sit in cover for a little bit before this thing is like looks like it's gonna fly away, so they can rush in, charge, and just chop it to pieces
Okay, let's get
at the last possible moment.
There's really no way to predict where this thing was going to land, so that's not a thing you can do.
That's true. Fair enough. But like I said, if they're in the vicinity, that would be great.
Magoosh, I imagine that you're in charge of Sugar Cube. Are you gonna? Which is to say, we'll say that you're like around here before Sugar Cube is like this section of town is too dense. Get off, please. The bus ends here.
Am I also in the initiative?
I think so. Oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, you should be on this map.
Yes.
Why is there? A
I
map
am on the
called
map.
place? Oh, there's...
Right, you are. Horse doesn't want to go any further. Everyone, get off.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not in the initiative and I can't really roll for it.
You're 6.3.
Okay, that's good. I just didn't hear the roll. Did I roll? No. Oh well.
Don't forget, the dragon's a frightening presence, but you are fearless, Boyga. Perfect for the
I'd like
job.
to think so. Yes.
Magoosh, you're pretty sure that if you go through these passages, alleys just ahead of you, you'll reach the dragon in no time. But is that something you want?
Right. You fancy pantses, go ahead. I'll be sneaking behind.
All these guys get to contend with some damage.
So the one thing that Migosh will do is he'll drink his potion, one of his potions of invisibility.
Delightful. Delightful. Let me just... These guys will scatter in every which direction as they land. Oh, whoa! After all, I don't think that dragon has the best throwing people off of its back skills. As such, as the dragon crashes, so too will you hear the cacophony of a bunch of goblins swearing at the sky. Matthias. The storm kicks dust around, but between these tight passages, it's quite distant overhead. Although actually, I imagine that this would be the perfect place for the wind to concentrate and just start sand. Ugh. Let's not think about that too hard. That sounds like it hurts.
About
Alright.
that, I was trying to delete one of them.
All right, plan kill dragon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Be a good idea.
Can't see the dragon on the map yet, correct?
No,
No.
I sort of pointed down the alleyway. He's like, "Yep, sounds like he's down there."
Okay. Just because I've had problems last time with the buffer. Is it north?
It's to the
Or-
north, yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so I moved 20 feet and I start chugging potions now because fuck this shit. I chug potion of bull strength when I do this.
I'll let you all chug one potion before you arrived, because, you know, you could see the dragon's breath, and that was shortly before it actually properly crashed.
Oh, in that case, then I chug my potion of blurred then and move 20 feet.
If you click the potions, as in the potion themselves, I think they give you, or, you know what? Let me just give me a moment.
I tried that with potion of invisibility and just linked it.
Strange.
Huh, there's no place to put a... Oh my. Generation. Oh, concealment. Here, I'll give you 20 concealment. Blur!
Huh, that's weird. Why am I targeting all of you? just want myself.
I don't want. I think you're just a little too eager to jump off. Huh. The dragon regains its composure, sort of. How well does it regain its composure as this goes on? It's not very dexterous. It slams through a building, I guess. I have to delete some walls now.
Oh.
So yeah, you hear a bunch of crushing and grinding, and I think that kills one of the goblins. As he, I don't think you can survive getting slammed in by a dragon the size of a dump truck.
Not
Do they
roll a
have a-
really high reflex save.
I don't think
Is it-
these guys can do that. Thank you.
Do they have a commercial driver license?
The dragon takes a move action to get up, and then unleashes a bellowing cry that is nothing short of a warning to get the fuck out of here or get fucked. Mal. Who wants to control Mal?
I am not at all proficient with casters in this, so I would like somebody else to try that, if that's okay.
Spells did she take?
Very few, you might notice.
Oh my god, she did not do her spells right, did she?
For someone who doesn't want to play a caster, she sure plays casters.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you learn how to play casters, don't you?
Why does she only have 1/3 level spell and 1/4 level spell? Makes no sense.
I told her to level. But I'm not her mom, or her boss, or her dad,
Mm.
or any particular parental figure, really. Ooh. Oh. Well, I guess Mal will just be around then. Sugar Cube, you don't get an initiative. You're someone's pet. Boyka, it's your turn.
Yes.
As some of the veterans peel themselves off the ground, look at how close they were to destruction, and they're like, "Oh boy."
I am going to cast the spell on myself.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Maul's got the wands of curing and whatnot, so she could be the de facto.
Healer.
Here you go. Here's your divine favor.
Thank you. And I'm gonna kick down this door.
Wait, you're a level paladin every 3 levels. I think you get the full bonus at 3, so.
The full bonus at 3, yes, so I should get +3 of that.
No, 5th level. No. Every 3 you possess. I think now you don't get the good one. Ugh, whatever. Still a bonus. Bonus is a bonus.
Yes, is it +2 or +3?
It's +1, I think. Because for every 3 levels you have, and you have 1 set of 3 levels. I thought your caster level, like with rangers, would be like your level minus something, but apparently it's just half. So
Strange. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll control Mal. I'll just have her summon monsters and whatnot, because there's not much else she could do.
delightful.
Fair
What would
enough.
you like to summon?
Oh, it doesn't give me the list, does it?
No, ain't that just terrible?
Let me look that up real quick.
Argus moves outside. I presume you get like the tail end. Get it? Because it's the tail that you see flying off
Yes.
somewhere to the north.
Yes, and I'm gonna take cover behind this wall now that I know. I'm gonna spend a turn just getting my bearings, and wait for the rest of my crew to show up. Do I hear them at all?
You hear a hobgoblin yelling like, "Where'd that little scoundrel get off to? We'll show him what a big dragon like Lord Abithrax can do."
Mm.
Magoosh.
Did I see what happened to the elf, by the way?
Megosh is going to start working his way up.
The elf you're with? Oh, he's on the owl. Like the dragon didn't even know he was there for the most part. So he probably somewhere.
Right, fair enough. Well, as long as he's alive, I'm happy.
His way through the alley.
Can I
Really
see you
s-
peeking around corner?
Presumably.
Yes.
You will hold there, and he will ready an attack to shoot the first creature that pops around the corner.
Where is he? Where is that idiot who got us to crash? I'm going to burn him alive.
An angry, angry lady who spits nothing but fire and then turns invisible. Where is he? Where is he? Bah! A shaman who can imbue his friends, similar to how a druid can. Walks outside and then gives everyone that good old-fashioned, whoever he is, don't forget to... Forgot how strong this is. It's probably like resistance 5 at this point. Just against fire, just in case the dragon decides to get a little over anxious. And a cleric comes outside. It's like, hi, I'm a cleric. It is time for me to bless our endeavors. Ooh, this is a higher level cleric. I thought it was a baby level cleric, but he just has 33 hit points for some reason. Oof. Oh. I guess he just rolled like shit. Wait, how did he... That makes no sense. Yeah, he just didn't roll right. There you go. Alright. Well, he'll just throw out... Is there anything here? Prayer? I should have given you prayer, but I have serious difficulty scrolling. We're just gonna go with a good old classic bless. You all be tough now, little boys. Matthias. Oh, no, don't want to end combat.
All right, I think the creature that's going to be summoned, considering we're in a town with a lot of buildings in our way, a monstrous spider large will appear on one of the roofs, start scurrying about.
Oh, that's just awful.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the dragon has arachnophobia?
What kind of spider was this? Like what size? Just
Large,
Giant.
giant, monstrous spider large.
Monster spider large. Here's the token. I'm just gonna slide it up to the summon slot and give you full control.
Excellent.
And give you, well, it's not owl control, but I can dream. You should now have control over all giant spiders. Let me just replace that. Here you go. Matthias peeks around the corner and we'll see the hobgoblins.
Oh, hell yeah. I guess I can use my bow and shoot this dude.
Delightful. Let him have it. Out of nowhere comes a single arrow that makes him feel very, very uncomfortable. Oh. There they are! The dragon moves out of its crushed building. An immense creature, larger than a horse, the size of a giant. Footfall so heavy that if you are close enough, you can feel the weight through your bones.
That is terrifying.
It's so angry that it's spitting mad fire all over the place. When it sees the hobgoblin, say like, down there! It just unleashes a gout of flame in that direction. And the guy's like, not on me!
Are we behind cover for this?
You're not even in the targeted area.
Well, some of us are.
I do not want to include text. Thank you. Oh, whatever.
Bottom text. What the heck?
There. That building is completely annihilated. Matthias, I'm going to just go ahead and roll that reflex save. You have a, let's just say, a +4 bonus because you're pretty much in cover. Is 24 correct? That doesn't feel correct. Although dragons have lots of hit dice and big modifiers.
I have +4, plus I have concealment. So, if that helps, but I'll roll.
Actually,
Concealment does not help against AoEs.
Also, imagine it blows open doors.
That would make sense, yeah. There's some pressure to it.
Oh yeah, there's this motherfucker who turned invisible. Whoops!
Damn it.
Well, good news. At the very least, that took care of 2 of the guys you're fighting. He's dead, Jim. He killed like 2 of his own dudes. Well, I guess that's how you know you're fighting a dragon.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
juicy damage.
If you had like a very good wizard or something, he would have cast something like resist energy. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I don't think our spellcaster's thing.
Now,
be fair.
I'm gonna be polite about this. I think you can get resist energy in potion form.
You
I
can.
don't think we think.
Oh, they're like second level spells, really? Wow.
Guess that's hitting both Migosh and the spider as well.
No, unless the spider's up on the roof. Well, even then, it would probably be out of the way. And then the dragon spends much of its turn like trying to bite at the net that's on top of it. Mal.
Start working our way up into the alleyways. Migosh is hidden right now, so she can't really do anything about that. But let's see. She'll see what she's got. You know what? You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna reach down. Hold on. Let's see if I can get over there. So she was here. Perfect. She's gonna reach over and she's gonna touch Matthias, right? Use the scroll of flying. Huzzah! You're now a flying Matthias Conrad. I'll rip that sucker up.
He deserves an adjective. If your spider does anything, let him go.
Oh, you have 40 feet of fly.
Marvelous.
Hell yeah.
Do be careful, because that dragon is spooky. Boy, it's your turn.
Yes. Well, I saw the fire, so since I've prepared since last session, I'm going to cast this on myself.
Well, would you look at that? You actually thought ahead.
Well, yeah. Because dragons breathe fire. That makes sense.
I still kind of get...
Does she control the creatures on her turn?
Yes,
Yes.
I think it's a bit easier to manage, and it also forces people to think.
Okay, and as a distraction, because I just saw Matthias get hit by this, I'm going
Yes.
to rush into this house over here.
You quickly dodge around the
Yep.
corner of the dragon and catches you very easily in the dark light. Getting in close, you can see its scales move like tiny plates of armor.
Mm.
And it looks at you like, like you would look at a nice big plate of meat and beer.
I am in plate armor. Well, I mean, I'm wearing metal. If anything, I am, what's it called? What do they call this? Canned food.
This fine gentleman would like to make your acquaintance, Magoosh.
That doesn't
Wanna-
hit.
Can you please roll me a will save?
Ah, yes, can.
Because in case you're fresh, hot, and new to this, being close to a dragon is fucking terrifying.
Now, the wall that I'm behind, does it exist still, or is it gone?
If it's gone, I would remove the wall.
I fail because I rolled a 19. Nope, don't want none of that.
You're only shaken. You're not panicked,
Okay.
or you're just like, this ain't good, and you swallow it through.
Uh, 15 feet, another 15. I'm gonna go back up me body. And I'm going to who is that up there? The Earthly Doom Hand Clerk is about to get sniped from invisibility.
Wait, that's not nice.
do.
How do dragon senses work again? Dragon true. True dragon. Dragon senses. Blind sense. Can pinpoint creatures. Oh. Huh.
There we go. I clicked that a minute ago.
What does it mean?
You rolling? Hey, okay.
Oh man, that guy's gonna feel that one. Oh. Damage reduction from what? Oh, he's resistant to energy types. That's why.
That's cool. Fair enough.
So you can soak some of that elemental damage, but you know your sneak attacks, they don't care too much. This guy keeps reinvigorating who remains. He's a little bit more concerned about getting the fuck out of anywhere where that dragon is going at, and takes out this fancy little crossbow and shoots you with it. How do you like this? How do you like them apples, Magoosh? Plink.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that hits. Let me check Migosh's AC. Nope, that's a miss. I've got a 22.
I know. That's why I said plink. This gentleman in the back points his finger at you. Can he point his finger? I need to make sure that this is... Oh, it's... his close range is 45. Gotcha. He points his finger at you and tells you that... Oh, wait. I forgot to recharge it. Excuse me. He points his finger at you and tells you that you better surrender now or die. Dominate your mind and will tell you to leave. The will save's 19. Magoosh. Oh! This is your town. You're staying.
Migosh runs when Migosh says he's gonna run.
Matthias, where do you go? What do you do? Who do you say
I
hello
think
to?
I need to heal first before I go and do anything right now.
I mean, you are awfully scorched.
Could I use a full round where I'm at to chug 2 potions?
Go nuts. Just guzzle it all down with tremendous ease.
Is Cure Series Potions 3d8 plus 11?
It actually tells you. And I think it is. Go nuts.
Okay.
If it ain't, I don't want to mind too much with that. That's 1, and that's 2.
Alright, that's better than... I still have potions, so I'm basically going to spend my time healing up again. Alright, cool. That's the end of my turn.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a little human. Or dwarf. Let's have a look, see if there's anything fun. That's just fun to bully people. Ugh, they don't get their spells all that quickly. Spell levels, caster levels. Ugh. Why don't they come preloaded with spells if they get caster levels? That's the question I'm gonna ask you. Just saying. Makes sense. Empower spell. He doesn't have any. But he does have hover. What a champ. Blind sense. Oh, here we go. Ah, so that's what it means. Actual C just means if you can't draw a straight line. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah. He steps forward. And he's just gonna swing his tail into the building. To knock it down.
Lucky for me, I'm short.
Actually, how strong is the building? Luckily, I have this cool GM sheet that tells me all about it. Let's see. It's a wooden building, hardness 5. Huh. I guess that would tear down a good portion of the building, but not nearly as much as I thought it would.
Hi.
There he is. Mal.
Mal is gonna run over here, and she's gonna use one of those scrolls that were just bought, and cast greater invisibility on Migosh. Migosh could go fuck some shit up.
I thought you were a rogue, not a bard.
Charge.
Holy fuck. Does that confirm?
No. Boyga.
Yes. Well, I'm going to use a full action attack to get rid of this goblin, hopefully, and then whatever attacks remain will go against the
Sorry,
dragon.
because I keep forgetting about this. On what's it called? Its turn. That spider's gonna move.
Also, she technically has to roll a will save against the dragon being very scary. Oh man, she's gonna be out of it for a while.
Gosh.
Like a glimpse, and she's like, Boyga, the wall is partially collapsed. Luckily, it wasn't hard enough that it hurts you, but there is this guy in front of you, but
Yeah.
maybe you want to smite the dragon. It's always the fun thing to do.
What happened to my spider? It was in this little alleyway.
It's right
Is
over
it
here.
gone? Can I click on it?
Why not? Weird.
I can't.
Maybe it's
Anyway,
broken.
Yeah. Anyway, he's gonna move behind the little gob. He's gonna scurry over the building and pop up over there.
Fair enough. All right, let's see what that big old bite's gonna do. Not much, apparently. We'll say
Yeah,
that
you
it's like
know.
up on the wall somewhere. That makes
Yeah, it's up on the
sense.
wall. Being scary. Yeah.
Boyga, your turn looks like what?
Well, I've been thinking of actually kicking this guy's ass first, but since the dragon's here, I might as well just try to do some damage. Well, in that case, it's going to be a full round attack. Now, since I'm new to this, you might have to help me with smiting, but yeah.
Listen, you click your sword, and then you click smite on the ones you want to use smite on. Your holy modifier applies, so please also check holy.
Hold on, let me redo that, I suppose.
Yeah, let's get that. Before you do that, I want to reset your smite uses because you've not used smite today, and it probably used a few on the way. There you go. Go back.
Yeah.
Go and do it.
Okay. So, smite, holy, full round attack, primary weapon, targeting the right creature, I think. Yes.
If not, we can take care of that.
Let's see if that works.
You step out of cover, and the gods bless you today!
What the fuck?
That first one does not confirm, but that is still fucking 30 damage! The second one does confirm. Holy shit. That is one hell of a... That is pretty much... Ooh. Ooh. Wait, does it properly... I don't think it properly applied some of your buffs, so I think that's an extra bit of damage. No, wait, no. But...
It should all be correct. We rolled it.
You know what? For shits and giggles. You know what? Because I never get to roll massive damage. There we go. I want to pretend to roll massive damage for once, please. The dragon just lost half of its life to some tiny dwarf stepping out and just raking the neck scales off of its body.
Mm-hmm. Your mother was a kobold and your father was a stovepipe.
Somewhere Olaf's looking down going, yes.
Its nostrils.
Olaf with a tankard of beer or something, just in the sky, just fuck yeah, with like a little flag
Yes.
and everything.
Looking in that way, like looking
No.
in the battle pool.
No, like a ghost leak tanker gets thrown out of the heavens at the top of the dragon's head.
Oh yes.
The dragon's nostrils flare, smoke billowing out. If it had its dragon breath, it would just hang its head over you, but it's gonna have to make do by just crushing you alive. This guy is You know what? He's got better business elsewhere. Attack for opportunity if you would like to take it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not letting him go. So that would be just this. No smite, just holy.
Yeah, he is
There.
evil. He is a naughty boy who didn't listen to his mom when he was little. You won't hurt him. That's for you, Magoosh. I think that actually hits. These guys are getting...
invisible.
I got greater invisibility on me.
Well, then I guess he's going to go for Mal. Or
Yep.
bumps into you at some point, probably.
Yeah.
It's very
Probably
awkward
bumps
when
it. Like, what's that?
Scared. Very scared. Magoosh, this man in front of you is very scared. He bumped into a ghost.
Bumped into the ghost. I got point blank shot. I'm not really worried about it, and he's in my way.
He's
so
also flat-footed against you because he has no idea you're there.
this is gonna hurt.
Poor guy. I'm a goblin. I'm just a level.
I'm just a little one goblin. I don't know why I'm here. I'm not gonna drop any good loot. I only have 3 hit points.
You only need that first one to make him go into corpse mode. Thank you.
Yep.
Holy shit.
We'll say the other
Where
ones. Who gets the other ones?
say the probably I can't really because that the white thing's a building, right?
That was a building. It's now just a big heap of ash and debris.
So I'll take out the guy that's
Yeah.
harassing Matthias over there.
And take him out you do, because he's also a pretty corpse. Actually, he's already instantly dead because that's minus 10 hit points.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You make it work for you.
That's right.
This guy has to contend with a large insect, and it's like, oh, you think you can come for me? I've killed. Oh, apparently he hasn't killed bugs like that in his day. The Doom Cleric has problems and things to worry about. He just cast this big spell and it failed. You know what? He's gonna go for it. He's gonna cast Curse, and he's gonna walk over.
You cleric and your busybodiness.
Whoosh!
I'm a paladin, though.
First, a touch attack has to be made. I think that touches you.
That should hit me, my touch.
Can you
AC is
roll your
15.
will save?
Yes.
Good news. They make that. Also, you have, like, your special dwarf resistance. You make it! The curse slides off of you like water from a freshly polished plate.
Touch me until you've washed your hands.
Matthias, you're the last one not to have made a saving throw against this dragon's frightful presence. Would you like to change that?
I guess I should roll. Hold on.
Well, you're the only person who hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah. Damn. That'll suck if I get scared. But hell, I'll do it anyway, because I'm like, can I charge him?
I'd say that you can definitely quickly round the corner and do it, yes.
Alright, cool. Rolling the will save.
I mean, at most you become shaken. DC 24. Whoops, you're shaken.
That's alright, I have too many buffs.
Yeah, that's just a -2.
You're shaken for like a couple of minutes. Ooh.
So, -2, that's no problem. Alright, so I'm going to chart... Hold on. Give me a moment, I need to calculate something real quick.
We need to do some math. Don't forget your Ki Eye Strike. It's always nice.
Yes, I'm going to do that, but I'm trying to calculate how much power attack I'm going to do to slaughter this motherfucking thing.
If you're talking about the dragon, its armor class is bigger than 20. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I already have plus 19. Plus I'm going to charge, so that negates that. Plus I have power from charge.
Jesus, you know what? Just have fun, you bucko. I think you can give up a lot.
Yeah, hold on. This is me thinking very carefully. Because I'm not going to have some dwarf one-up me right now.
I personally like the mental image of this Doomhand cleric who's like, who are these fuckers just charging dragons?
Don't you value
So,
your
see, Matthias,
lives?
Unfortunately, I'm half the man that you are.
Alright, fuck it. I'll
I
go.
suffered him up for you. Do it. Do it.
Corners are weird in tactical situations.
Do it, warrior out of this world.
I mean, this guy will try to clonk you with his heavy mace when you... Well, actually, can you make that? Not
That would
like
hit
that.
Me.
No, this is for Matthias because he's... I mean, I guess he can fly over. There's lots of things he can do. Just never mind that.
Yeah, I'm flying over. Fuck
Never
it.
mind that. You fly and charge in there like a 2 or something. Actually, the dragon has attacks of opportunity too, doesn't he? Although he didn't know you were there. You came out of nowhere. You weird. Why are you doing this? Well, show us that whoa.
Yeah,
That's cold
frosty
damage.
Burst. Cold damage.
Which does extra damage. The dragon feels this searing cold across its back. That is a very good swing. Wow. Well, the dragon was going to just turn Boyga into a flat pancake, but now it has Matthias to worry about. So I'm going to do a full attack. The wing and the tail are for Matthias, because that makes sense to me. The bite and the claws are for you, Mr. Canned Meal.
That's before 1277.
Now, I can go up to plus 19 power attack, should I? It's a big sacrifice.
What would the dragon do in its rage?
You know what? It's going to go one full swing. One a little bit more conservative. Oh, the bite's going to go full swing, apparently.
Oof. If only you weren't so conservative on that second one, huh?
Whoa. These are the wing strikes, which it's just flailing at you. And the last one is the tail.
Oh, well, Okay,
Ooh.
that I
The
took
tail
that.
hits and the crit hits.
Oh, and the wing on the thighs.
Wing and tail hit me. That's okay. I'm still good.
Okay, I
so I
think
take
that its
18.
breath weapon is going to come back soon. You can start to see embers form in the corners of its mouth. Meow! If
Alright,
only you had
so-
lightning bolt or cone of cold. If only.
She has neither of those things, so instead she's going to walk over here and cast Burning Hands on the
Sure.
goblin in the hallway. Because yeah, that's really picked every fire spell in the game.
Burning hand. Why does it not come with damage? Ugh, it's 5d4. Here we go.
Yeah.
Is that what happens when you catch a tiefling red-handed? Wink.
Ooh, hey.
Takes half of that. Takes 6. Or spider gets
and
the
then
bite. His armor class is 21 because AC is cheap. Boyga.
Yes. Full round attack on the dragon. Let's try to finish this.
You're not gonna breathe
Just
fire
fine
on
with
me. That's Matthias only.
Yes, I'm going to be smiting them.
If you
Full
have any
round
left,
attack.
go nuts.
I have 2 charges left.
Oh boy, you're conservative with that, huh?
There we go.
That hits once. That 25 is just a hair short. You're cutting and cleaving and you're leaving gashes, but you can definitely tell that this is a bit of a mismatch in terms of size.
Yes.
Your longsword is a butter knife.
Unfortunately, I am small, but it is
Magoosh,
a can opener.
if you think you can do it, you can kill Steel and be an asshole.
That's what Migosh is in fact going to try to do.
Only one person per party gets the Dragon Slayer title. Thank you.
He's going to aim down the sights. Sees invisible. Peekaboo!
Well, it's still alive, and it seems to know where you are exactly.
Yeah, and I'm. Oh, well, there you go. So that he's going to take a 5-foot step behind this little building.
God damn. Yeah, Oh, this guy apparently has a breath weapon. You know what?
Well, I mean, they probably don't brush their teeth, so.
I mean,
all
he's
of them
gonna
do.
move over and he's gonna spew some breath on little lady, who apparently fails.
No, so
That
let's see that Peachy does the summons get opportunity attacks or no?
he does a 5-foot step,
Okay, gotcha.
just like I'm a little.
they do normally.
I'm a little sassy boy. Oh boy.
That's right.
The Doom Cleric. Today is not the day to die. I'm going to use my fine concentration to cast a spell to become invisible.
Do we get to attack them?
No, that's why they're casting defensively, you dingy.
Makes sense.
And then they're gonna scoot the fuck out of there. Flying Matthias, it seems the kill will be yours if you just get this blow to land.
I have 6 attacks.
That is a
Same.
lot. Jeez, why did you run like you have 6 attacks?
Yeah, because he's got a.
Well, three attacks for a main weapon, 2 attacks for offhand weapon, 1 attack additional for speed. So 6 attacks.
He's got that armor.
If I fail, this is bad, but I don't think I will. I'll be fine.
Off with the neck. Off with the neck.
And I'm going to keep my first attack.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
None of those hit.
What the fuck?
He's got the offhand.
I'm not
Holy
done
shit.
yet.
Aww.
I'm not done yet, you
He's got the speed.
Get out of here, you nerds. If you crit kill it, that's one hell of a blow. Wow! That is a confirm too.
You said it right as he rolled it.
In fact, not only is that a crit confirm, that brings us to minus 11 hit points, which means its head is indeed lopped clean off, as it is completely unrecoverably dead.
You're just so mad that you missed all your other attacks.
Yeah.
They were all feints. They were all 5 feints.
Like, its wing slaps, its wing and tail slap and parry your attacks. It expects that you're done, but just as it does that, you put your rapier on that last one, and you tumble through it. Its head is big enough that when it hits the ground, I imagine it's like a fully loaded cooler hits the floor like that.
Mm-hmm.
And its eyes very briefly before it dies, look at you, Boygan. It feels like fire.
What about Matthias?
I think Matthias is perfectly fine. I mean, he probably gets covered in red hot blood that sizzles to the skin, but he's probably fine. Like, I can't imagine red dragon blood is at all pleasant. The remaining shaman is not a problem. I don't even want to know what happens to him. Boyga, would you do the honors?
Specify.
Well, you and Magoosh are really the ones who get to land the finishing blow. Look, if you just do the honors.
Sure.
It's a
Would
formality.
that be the full attack again?
No, but he's too far away.
Fair enough.
Okay. Ow. Well, it's up
23
to
and
Magoosh
23.
then to finish him off, but we'll leave it at that. That was a... What was he again? I think it was a young adult. Like, this guy's no joke, CR13. And you
Oh,
killed
shit.
him, and you got his head. That'll look real nice over someone's fireplace at some point.
All right, right. I softened them up for you.
Thumbs up. You did good.
Incroyable. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's a young adult. The first huge category. Even become fucking colossal if they're great worms. What's the CR on those guys?
Oh no, no. Oh, they're like 20 something.
26. You don't fuck with that guy.
No, you don't.
He just parks his fat ass right on top, and you're just like,
Isn't their breath absolutely insane too?
you know what? I have the whole thing here in front of me. Let's take a look see. Well, they have DR20 magic, so like mundane weapons ain't gonna fucking cut it at all.
Now, I would rather save the lay on hands for actual like emergencies, so I'm just gonna give you all the extra potions which you have, of which I have like 15.
How about instead of that, you take the potions off all those hobgoblin regulars and boys, because they usually carry some with them.
That's true, but they're unmarked and in the dark. And
Anyway, here you go. The Frightful Presence DC is 38 on a Great Worm. He has 19th caster level, spell resistance 32. His breath weapon is 24d10
Yep.
with a DC 40 reflex to half. So,
This guy's probably really good at barbecue.
I mean, this guy has a breath weapon that does 10d10. So, yeah, he could barb your queue.
There you go. There you go. 140 damage to all of us. The colossal dragon.
As the Great Worm appears temporarily just to remind you just how lucky you are that you fought only a young adult. I mean, young adult is kind of the category where it's like impressive that you killed a dragon, because that's the part where the frightful presence begins to really kick in.
You'd need a lot of paladins. Otherwise.
Probably. You'll need a lot of them. Let's see. So, the shaman had a potion of cure serious wounds. Let me throw that into the cart. There you go.
Yes.
Yep. And each one of the veterans had like 3 on them. They were supposed to sit on there for a while, so you get 9 more of those. One of them smashed to the ground somewhere. Who knows where he is? So you have plenty of potions and time to fix yourself up. In fact, you have a couple of minutes before someone is going to show up and go like, listen, while you were having a great time and sitting around, the walls have fallen. Or they get through the gate. It doesn't matter. The point is they're inside.
Yes. It was unavoidable. Unavoidable.
Oh boy, I need potion chugging now.
Yes, you're only at 28.
Yeah, but now I'm Dragon Slayer, so I'm happy.
Good.
Officially certified Dragon Slayer. Put a stamp on your adventuring card.
Yes. It's like Boy Scouts. I've collected all the badges from this campaign.
I have all the merit badges.
Yes. Gosh, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, this is better than the last time. I was a Dragonborn 3.5, and every Colossal Red Dragon wanted to kill me. So every month we had to fight one.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, because the final boss was a Red, White, Silver 30th level wizard. That was fun too. Luckily we had true Dragonbane weapons. And haste and buffs. It was fun.
Juggling potions. And Argus is away. What a weenie. Also, someone is drilling downstairs. The armor class on a Great Worm is 41. Less. Why is it? Oh, because -8 for size. That's why. Whoa. It's very easy to hit something that massive in terms of touch. Its touch AC is 2. Can you imagine something with a touch AC of 2? It's like an idiot could touch that. An idiot! Although, to be fair, it's probably the size of like a big building, so...
I was gonna say, I don't think even if you rolled a natural one, it would still. I mean, I guess it's automatic little miss.
Yeah,
but still.
but for the sake of the argument.
Yeah.
Strength is 45, though. How much could it carry? What's the carrying capacity of something that's cold? I think it could lift a house. Let's just go with that. Let's... Oh, yeah, I forgot the fucking ×4 skill you can use. Oh, yes. Every 10 you add 4. So I want to get 425 and do ×4 twice. So that would be 800 maximum. ×4. 4. It is colossal, so ×24. A Great Worm Dragon can lift 300,000 pounds.
Yep. Sounds about right. Gotta eat.
I mean, to be fair, at that point, you can steal the whole fucking ranch.
Yep.
I really like one thing about Yakuza, the game, that's at whenever you complete areas, like, this is how much you have. It can lift a fucking blue whale.
Yeah. That's what the white ones do. The white ones hunt whales.
That's awesome. I really like the part in Yakuza where sometimes it's like, by the way, the amount of money you made in this particular episode is worth this many weddings. And it's like, that's cute. I love that. I always like when games do dumb stuff like that. Matthias is hucking potions backwards.
Yeah, you look like shit, but you did a good job.
You know those...
That's a lost voice.
You know those
Hello.
streaks? You know those streaks? We just talked about how a Great Worm Dragon can lift a large dinosaur or a blue whale. But I imagine that if you drink so many healing potions quickly, you get those streaks that people get when they eat too quickly and they become all fat. Healing streaks.
Guys, as you kill the red dragon, a dwarf bursts from its insides.
I've been in here the entire time.
Don't ask.
Oh my
Living
god!
like
you have been
Pinocchio and Giuseppe.
what, you've been piloting this dragon mecha?
As you get to enjoy your little situation, there isn't too much time to loot everything. Because as I mentioned, as you take your time, heal up a little bit, eventually the news comes. It's time
Cool.
to fall back to the market square.
Yes.
Which is to say,
Let's do that.
it's time for something fun. I hope you like wave-based horde fighting.
Right. Playing tower defense.
Sort of. And Mr. Whiskers. You can remove your shaken. Let me just take care of that for you. There you go. Without a dragon, what you scared of?
You are shaken but not stirred.
Though the dragon might be dead, the army remains, and with it, its many, many soldiers.
Yes.
And what if many soldiers there are? Supposedly, you're going to be fighting off something that you haven't quite seen yet. Because
I assume my divine favor spell is no longer in effect.
No, it's been more than a minute.
Yes, I'm gonna unclick that. It still persists on the token for some reason, but that's okay.
One of the things that you hear from the worried and panicked soldiers at the market square is that they saw these large lizards with horns that crackled with lightning, and they created these fences, and they fence you in, and the goblins on their back would shoot at you, laughing like maniacs. And that's if you were lucky. There's also a horde of berserkers coming this way.
I'd like to ask Mal to cast great invisibility on me and the horse. The moment somebody shows up, I'm gonna charge them.
Even if you don't call any reinforcements yourself, the market square and your particular area that you're asked to defend has these 10 town guards, the 6 Tirikator hunters, and 1 lion of brindle.
Good.
Yeah, so Mal will gather up the party and start reading off some scrolls. 1,
Do
a
you think-
2, a 3, a 4, a 5.
Would it be a good idea to have the lines of Brindle with us here in full? as a reserve.
You want all 4 of them? I mean, you can use them for multiple encounters. It's just that if they get into one
I
that's too big.
understand. Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, okay.
I just want them here as a reserve so that if things start going awry, they can step in.
5 Lions of Brindle are called in to assist. You are told the situation, which is to say, I need
Yes.
to pull up the very specific part that tells me what the situation even is. Because I'm an idiot. With the rampage settled, the fact that you're alive and covered in red dragon blood, there is definitely a shift in morale. There's this sense of like, well, moments ago we were fighting a horde, but now it's like, man, look at these cool guys, look at these cool beans.
I would imagine Matthias is carrying that head on his shoulders and be like, oh, we got this.
I mean, it's a big fucking head. You're dragging it behind you. Let's be honest.
You can put it on Sugar Cube's back, if anything.
Yes.
Can I just have some artistic flavoring to inspire
Listen.
people?
Listen, considering that your character has a carrying capacity of, actually, with 520 pounds, you might be able to actually lift the dragon over your head, yes. Or the
Oh
head
my
at
god.
least.
I just realized something. Give me one gosh darn second.
I'm going to show you some cool art that I forgot exists. It's the Arbitrax flying by and burning everyone to death art.
Here
It's
you go,
good art.
son.
This book is
Here's
full
it
of it.
in the memes channel. If you put the dragon head on Boyga, it's gonna look about like that.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I want you to look at this, and I want you to tell me you can lift that head over.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good picture.
Well, at least for a second, just to show morale. Ah, drop.
That's what I mean. That's why I meant like you could drag it behind you.
Point is,
In there.
Perfect. That once word is go, I'm pretty sure that the fact that the dragon wasn't performing strafing runs was enough of a signal to the horde that something is amiss, and that something isn't going quite that well, because a dragon flying overhead and burning half the town is a very visible thing from any distance.
Yes.
Okay, once you've had it over, excellent. I really appreciate that the book is like, this is a player's chance to take on a large number of low-level hobgoblins. It basically is like, yeah, you're the other side of the meat grinder. Here you go. Have some fun,
Right.
kids.
Now GG's fireballs will come into play.
Yes. The reports are that you are indeed going to be contending with those shock lizards. There's some razor fiends were spotted, some powerful mind spellcasters, and indeed a bunch of physical attackers. Now, the majority of the flying enemies and everything, the wyverns, the barghest, the hierosphinxes, have been elsewhere. There is a chance they might intervene in the situation, so stay on your toes. Additionally, you have a chance to set up a barricade. You have a little bit of time to take care of some preparations and everything.
Yes.
There's an owl flying overhead who will give you the advance warning when the actual wave starts, so.
Good. I think it would be better if we set up the barricade somewhere around, somewhere around here to give me some space to actually maneuver, because this horse is large.
The barricades in this position, by the way, are mostly made out of debris and lumber, large logs and stuff. They're not the best barricades, but they clearly have taken a beating.
Yes. Plus, I can jump over it, so it's going to be okay. The only thing that I need to make sure of is that you leave enough space not to get crushed.
Now, because I'm going to be polite about this, I'm going to tell you what the actual failure condition of this event is. If they get to the market square, if a hobgoblin or a nasty boy puts his little feeties on the ground on the market square, that's one mark against you. If too many marks go against you, then this position will have been considered a waste, because, too much pressure, can't hold this place.
And what? So we're in the market square right now.
This is the market square,
area?
this large open area, yes.
Coming from the.
They'll come from the east, yes. From the three.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can
From
clog
the
one of those
multiple
passages up
directions.
completely, which will delay them significantly. But
Oh, that's a good idea. Then we can send all the lines of Brindle over there to block that passage, and then the rest of them and split the archers, the rest of the soldiers over here to the bottom, to the north, and then split the archers between the two, and then we take the central passage.
Right. Well, Migosh is gonna do what Migosh thinks any good archer is gonna do, and he's gonna climb on the roof of this big building right here.
Go right ahead. You can use the horse to hop off of that. How tall is this thing?
It's a large creature.
so, like 6 feet at the so if this thing jumps up, you have like 14 feet of height that you are jumping from. So yes, I think Migosh can just use the horse as a stepping stone.
Thanks, Boga. Wait, Olaf's voice. Thanks, there, Boga. Thanks, there, Boga. Got me a little up here a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Marvelous, marvelous.
Be careful not to slip. It has been sandstormy, so if the winds were high, some of the roof tiling's probably not holding on too tight.
Yeah, there's a few scorch marks up here, but I think I'll be all right.
Okay. 5 minutes later, Minkus just slams against the ground. It's like, I'm okay.
The good news is Migosh has a +16 to reflex save, so.
Oh, that's good.
An interesting thing that hit your ears, by the way, is a message that apparently was hand delivered to this place just for you. A letter delivered, not just okay. Let me try and get my brain right for this. Apparently, as you were coming this way yourself, a letter has been delivered, which is again, it's Karn playing his little mind game, saying that even if the dragon won't torch your town, I have more than enough men, and clearly your walls aren't holding, etc., etc. Just being an intimidating little bastard.
Yes.
And they're like, that's big words coming from someone who hasn't killed a dragon.
Yes.
Nudge, nudge. Which is to say, we might just turn the way this is supposed to go if you guys can hold out, and you might, because you guys are fuckers. Not gonna look at it. You're good. You're super good at your job. This is what you are made for. A dragon. Anyway, whenever you're ready, the fight will commence.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Mal will start reading off some scrolls. You hear the marching of feet, so everyone gets a nice little ambush as everyone's a little bit invisible. And yeah, and she'll throw.
The host shouldn't be on. I think.
Sugar cube now.
Mel's a wizard, right?
Yeah.
She needs to fucking start reading some of the scrolls we have. Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna save one of these haste scrolls. Let's see.
God
Matthias
damn it.
Our Matthias already has haste, so I'm gonna do 1d2. Pick a number, 2 or 1, Bolga.
2.
Sorry, Migosh got the haste.
Yes.
All right. You can access the compendium with the fine things for all the haste and things you need to do. I don't know how to handle your invisibility. I think.
Yeah, well, just remember that I'm in greater invisible.
Okay. Which will last you like 10 rounds.
Yep.
If it's cast by hand. Okay, cool. After a bit, you'll start to hear the storm coming. Namely, what would it sound? I guess it would be like "Rah!" or something exciting, like they're all like, "Yeah, we're gonna get him! We're gonna get him! Yeah!" You also hear the beating of wings overhead. Migosh, you're on a roof somewhere, right?
Yep. Hold.
Just point at the roof. I'll pick you up on top. There.
There we go.
Yep. Right here.
Wink. Marvelous. You will be the first to see the large manticore.
Why can't I see my token? That's weird.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can you like unclick everything and then click yourself?
Give me
again?
a moment. There might have been something that I forgot to do.
Can't even click anything.
Oh, right, because you have no vision for some reason. You should have.
That would. That.
Oh, you
might
took
be
off
it.
you took off your goggles, so it went away probably. But you now have the mask, so you can put that on.
Oh, all right. Let me put on the mask and see if that affects anything.
Well, your token now has both effects going, so if you can't see, it's something else.
Yeah, that's weird. My token isn't there. I'll try reloading and see if that fixes it.
Yeah, because when I click on you right now, it shows your specific cone of vision, so that should work.
Reloading.
Now, it's a shame none of them actually have any queens with them, because my horse can command them somehow.
I actually have to go to the bathroom, so quick break.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, let's
Okie dokie. Oh, okie dokie. Oh no, more people have taken a break. Well, that's fine. Kick up them feeties. Bump it up.
Hello. I'm just here eating a sausage.
Sausage.
Yes. It's a salami.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I need to make these guys visible actually for this to make sense. No, they're all visible. They get to be added. There you go. Huh! You know, I just realized that Magoosh
Yeah.
having that mask on top of that building looks probably super weird from a distance.
Yeah, there's just a
Or
ball of darkness against the
darkness,
sky. Where
yeah.
the star-
No,
where
we
the
call that
stars
a
are.
door, but very intelligent.
Oh, good news, in a sense. Someone I know has been looking for an artist to make a little quote-unquote shitposty visual novel for their fan fiction thing, and they had like 5 or 6 different artists that all bailed out eventually. Like, you pay them, and they never delivered, or they just never did anything or whatever. And I finally messaged them with a guy who I know has some work ethic, and are actually producing results. It's amazing. It's great. They're happy. It's good. Remember, I told you about this like humanity fuck yeah thing about aliens. Aliens showed up on Earth and accidentally nuked it, and then they're helping the humanity rebuild. And for whatever reason, the most dangerous aliens in the galaxy that look like dinosaurs or wolves or snakes or whatever think that humans are kind of cute.
Matthias is back. Let's get to it.
Yes.
So how do I add haste to my buff conditions? I'm looking in the compodium, but I not letting me pull it from.
Okay, I'm gonna go to common buffs, and I'm just gonna throw
Put one on me as well. Yeah, the
haste.
sugar
Browse.
cube
I'm
as well.
browsing buffs, but
There, I added it. I'm gonna make it level 10, I guess, because that's her level. Active. There.
thank you very much.
I think it takes a moment for it to show up on your sheet, but it should be there.
It-
Argus,
it
you have
sho-
it too?
sho- I see it. No,
I don't have the haste, but I
no,
have the
no.
invisibility.
Everyone's invisibility. Migosh has haste. And he might have haste left over from his armor. I'm not sure how that works.
I only get one extra attack.
Cool. On round sixo. Magoosh. You're standing on top of a rooftop. The dust storm has turned a bit rainy, which in turn means that it's now this awkward, dirty rain. Ugh. As you stand on top of a slightly slick rooftop, which is also covered in sand, you hear footsteps coming down the road. One of the hordes has broken off and decided to come this way, and there they are, with several large manticores flying overhead. We'll say about 50 feet off the ground.
All right.
You're about 30-ish feet, like a couple of floors.
Yeah.
After all, they're market square buildings. They're pretty tall and fancy.
Migosh will shout down. Yeah. We got a bunch of groups headed right past that intersection there.
I'm going to handle the rest of them
Okay, let me just
Very
get my
by ear.
ruler out. Just gonna take a 5-foot step there. And
Wait, where did that disappear?
No, I'm just trying to figure something out as to how I'm going to handle these boys over there fighting.
All right. Are you gonna focus on the flying ones?
no, you know what? I can't get into really range of sneak attack yet, so I'm going to wait them get a little bit closer, and then I'll do that. So instead, I'll pop up the what are those little heavy armored looking dude right there? Yeah,
You plink a little arrow up and then down. Pow.
that's it. Dink, dink. Just click my little things. Hurt enemy, sneak attack, rapid shot. Oh yeah,
Their
four
armor
attacks.
class is 18, so they all hit, and they're all dead because they have 15 or less hit points.
Yeah.
So 4 of them are just instantly plinked off.
This rain of arrows comes flying down.
These guys are not worth any experience to you because you're 2 eye level, so we'll just swipe them under the rug, as it were.
It's all right. In the ranks.
Magoosh, these manticores, they don't really have the senses to pick up on you, but they do see the arrows flying out. So they zoom over. How zoomy are they? Oh, they're 50. They're pretty
Yeah.
they're pretty zoomy. How many spikes can they throw again? Like 6. Spikes are very, very specific as to how they function. Spikus. With a snap of its tail, it can loose a follow 6 as a standard action. Make an attack roll for each spike. 180
Sure.
feet, no animation commit. Gotcha. Cool. So one of them is going to throw like 6 spikes at you.
That's fine.
Yep. Hit
I-
attack.
Yes.
Don't forget to roll concealment for all of them.
Zoinks. Wait, where's the spike attack? I'm gonna have to pull.
I
this
think
out
you
of
had
my
the
ass.
same issue last time. They didn't have it set up.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. 6 plus 8 range. Oh no. Well, it's plus 8 range. How about I just roll 60 20s and we'll play the rest by ear. We have 2 19s that are going to be rolling to crit. Wait, no, first. I would like to roll 6 of these. 50% miss chance, so the 19 hits, and the 15, which is a 23, that actually hits. Okay, so I get to roll 1 to crit confirm and 1 to do damage. That
That's-
is not a crit confirm.
That is not a confirmed. Nope.
So you take 2d8 plus 4 in total. Despite
Okay.
your strong position, the other one takes this big dive and swoop and lets out some sort of roar. It's unclear if it's trying to communicate something or if it's just down there. The lions of Brindle have to contend with their own bunch of goons, which slam into them. Actually, those guys, yeah, they have shields. Shields against shields, swords against swords, forming up those fancy walls. Cling, clang, clank, bang.
Matthias, it's your turn.
Oh noes. There's only one thing to hit. Bow time.
Good luck, Dragon Slayer.
I'm not so good with the bow, so
Oh,
You and the Manticore and the bow have been an interesting series of encounters.
yeah.
it happens all the time.
It's almost as if Manticore like to use their aerial advantage.
Mhm.
It's almost as if you hit it with 7 damage. It's still pretty painful. Ow.
Forgot that last one. So 1 hits.
2 hit. AC
Oh, 2
17,
hits, then.
which you at this point would
Okay.
know.
That's cool.
Might actually be better to just treat these guys as one big cluster. It's a bit easier on the eyes. There. We roll initiative? No, remove them. Remove them. The hobgoblins move their way up. Hurrah! Hurrah! Shields out. Their sergeants in their back will give them strong supportive order. We get in there, we'll push them right to the doors, and then it'll be root for all. Boyga.
Yes. I assume I am currently invisible, and my horse as well.
Presumably, yes.
Yeah.
I heard as much.
Well, in that case, I'm going to run number 8s around this little neighborhood.
There's
I'm gonna
no one
charge
in
blow
front of
for
us.
them.
We can just charge right in.
Yeah, it's just a barricade. No one's on it.
Yes. But yes, I am going to use the most of my speed, and I'm simply going to run number 8s around this neighborhood, hitting them in the back and in the front and everything, and then jumping over our friendlies. So with 90 feet, I don't even know how far I can go here. That would be
How about you
Hold on.
just make your attack rolls and tell me who your targets are?
okay. Fair enough. Well, my targets would be. Let's see. That would be the lance that I believe I don't necessarily get to do full round attacks unless I do. Oh, fair enough. Let me target this idiot.
Gonna say you can't really do a ride by because the tire ways block. You have to kill one or two first.
I don't have to. I can jump over them.
Ah.
I can jump like 14 feet in the air. So it's not an issue at all. There we go. I'll just need to find a way to pull them off the lens because they're just gonna shish kebab that.
Oh yeah,
That
you're
you
gonna
do.
be. It's gonna be the companions from Alexander. You're just running with your Sasarai, and you're gonna have to drop it.
Yes. Okay. And I am riding over here, and I suppose I'm gonna swing by to the north because that's where our defense line is the thinnest. To the best of my ability. Hold on. How long is this? This is 50 feet, 55 feet, and that's an extra 35 feet.
What's Mal gonna do?
Mal's
Yeah.
gonna cast a fireball, and hopefully, Bulgle's not in it because I don't know where he ran.
One of
I
their
can't
dudes
see
just
it.
got picked up by nothing, and then fire erupts out of nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much like yeah. So it's gonna be right here, and it should get all of them. Let me click that spell.
Show me the goods!
Fireball. Fireball. Damn it.
Roll me 10d6, please.
Oh wait, here we go. I got it. Figured it out. Cast.
That doesn't do it. It's I don't know who's.
It just drops the template, and it doesn't actually do anything. What the hell?
Oh, there we go. That guy's instant dead even if he makes it. The other ones all have to roll.
failures or success?
So one of the sergeants takes half, and the other ones are all dead. Excuse me, these guys need to take another half, and they're dead. Ow, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Sweet.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, you're at that level. Things are buttery smooth, baby. Magoosh.
Well, Magoosh didn't really like getting tail whip there, so he's gonna target that manticore in front of him to unleash the attacks.
Holy fucking shit.
I got a crit and a nat one.
That's very swingy.
Oh gosh. So the manticore closest to you that attacked you, I presume.
Yeah,
It's a logical target. Let's apply number 1. Let's apply crit. Oh, he's already down and dead because he crashed into the building. It takes more. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna survive as he hits the street.
Would you like to target that lost against the other one? Or are they still going against the one?
You can retarget that one. Like quickly turn around and take a snapshot. Attacks are made. I imagine that the way that attacks are abstracted is that you're waiting for an opening and you're taking it. And the more skilled you become, the more openings you can logically exploit.
Yeah, I technically I have the many shot feed anyway, so yeah, I can do that.
So I imagine that the way it is you take a shot, you wait a moment, and by the time the first shot has had its effect, you already know what's up. Well, that's one manticore down, so he gets removed. The other one. Well, since it can't see you, I guess it's just gonna fuck up everyone else, ain't
That's
it?
it. Sorry, plebs.
It's almost as if being invisible has a downside that you didn't think of.
I knew about it, but everyone asked, so I'm like, all right.
It's almost as if I'm very naughty and I'm like laughing into my little fist because I'm a little mean boy. So that's 6. Let's have. Oh wait, that's D8. Why am I so stupid? How can I be this dumb? Who birthed me that I'm this stupid?
I've asked myself that every day.
So some roll lows though.
Fun fact: 17 doesn't hit, so 3 of those don't hit at all. He's going for the goons, and he's going for like one each. So the back row. We'll say the back row takes this hit. So that is +8. Other ones all hit. 1d8 +2 for each. And I can just do. I think I can do this. Nope. Nope. That's the 1, not the up key. Thank you. So 1. Okay. Oh wow. 2 go. Oh, all 3 go down. Oof. Your rear guard is starting to bleed a little bit. Lion tells him to form up and tells the archers to take aim at that big boy. We have to hold the line. Hold the line. The last thing they want is for their heroes to get stuck in the back. Luckily, they have some masterful archers with them. Rapid shot. Pew, pew. Rapid shot. Pew, pew. More arrows. More.
I think it's amusing that they're shooting the first one and
narcissistic?
missing.
The manticore gets hit with so many arrows sticking out of its gut that it just slams into the ground.
Oh, that's badass.
Even though 3 good men just died from large spikes, literally impaling them into the ground and cobblestone, seeing the screen go down, they're like, yeah! The hobgoblins find a hard time. Matthias, you have 4 more rounds. I'm just going to tell you that before the next wave comes in.
Oh,
that hobgoblin guy. Yeah, there's one hobgoblin I can shoot at.
He's not going to come out, but you can give it a go.
Partial cover.
Yeah, he pretty much has like standard cover. He's not coming out. He's going to wait until the rest of the goon squad's here.
It's like, shit, my entire squad just got incinerated.
I don't know what happened, but I'm not coming out of here. A 31 hits him even with that plus whatever. And the other one misses. He's like, oh, god damn it. He's going to squeak in a bit closer. Boygan, Maul, Boygan, do you want to finish the job?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'm going to swing around the neighborhood, and I'm going to be charging because it's a long way around, and I'm going to be hitting these idiots in the back from over here. I can't move through the building. Could you drag me over?
Why are you going
Heading
all the way around?
this way. Well, I figured that going to the south would be good.
Argus,
but
if you
apparently-
intervene with them, I'm going to run them as actual combats, and that's going to get way messier then.
So what should I do then to not interfere like that?
Don't interfere like that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Your
Shall we
GM
just
is
roll
trying to
some
keep this
attacks?
buttery smooth for your sake.
Yeah, essentially, that's a mini fight that's going on, and we're doing our thing.
That's like some
Right, fair
dudes
enough.
might get fucked up, but as long as you don't put your fucking feet in there, I don't have to roll for 20 more dudes.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna keep doing what I was doing and simply attack them as I go by, or maybe stop at one barricade and just use the sword. I'll catch up with the one group, and I'm gonna do a full action.
Oh, so you're like running ahead to attack the next thing or the next? group
No.
that's coming in?
What I said is, like I said, there's 2 buildings with like the ways around them, and I thought I would run literally number 8s around them, back and forth,
Excellent.
while I'm still invisible. So yeah.
So we're going to flash forward to a couple of rounds in the future?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do that.
Oh, I can just push this button. Round 6, your invisibility begins to flare a bit as there is quiet.
Yes.
But then you hear when 10 dudes are fucking pissed, I imagine it's a noisy affair. I'm starting to realize why 3.5 is as simple as it is compared to 2E. Because, man, this would be a pain without it. Magoosh, standing on a
Magoosh.
rooftop, you see the many dudes corner over here.
Oh.
The sergeant's been huddled up there all this time.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it. So I'm sure Migosh would have killed him at some. He'll do that now.
Sure. Yeah, well, he's been gone.
Yeah. So Migosh will shout down. Right, we got another group coming in from the north. Oh yeah, you archers, good job on that manticore, but don't let it get to your heads, because I'm still the finest archer in the land. Then he'll just ready a shot when they come into sneak attack range. He'll unleash it.
I assume if there was a pause, I would return to the barricades real quick. Yeah.
That's my turn. Just drawing my arrow, ready to let it unfly.
Marvelous. You're ready to go. Lucky for you, these guys are so eager. These are berserkers filled, fuming. You know, I wonder if that. No, probably doesn't. But these guys are fuming. They were around the corner, coming right up. An arrow will greet them.
An arrow will greet them.
It's a ready to action or delay. I need to know.
It's a ready to action, so I
Gotcha.
just get the one shot.
Just the one. Yeah, just I'm just making sure that Hoss sparks. Oh my god, fucking don't grind your horses, please. I mean,
just
he takes it to the chest, but they have 50 hit points, so yeah. They're berserkers. They're barbarians, you know, big tough guys.
they could take a hit or two.
The walls keep hold for now, but they have to deal with something a bit more tough soon. They take a moment to patch up their wounded while this is going on. And Matthias, they're coming. You can see him off there in the distance.
Oh, well, I'm the worst archer of this group, but I can still shoot. I'm really better at close range, sadly. But I'll shoot.
I'll be honest. I legitimately hate most VTT's sheet layout for monsters. It's like, it's busy. I know it's for setup, but Jesus Christ. The 3.5 stat blocks in their little alternating tablets are so much easier to work with. Ugh. How do you do that? How do you make a sheet that's worse than just a web page? Ugh. Well, I don't know how you do it, but he's at 1 hit point. What a freaking champion. What a hero. What an American man.
That's it.
And a whole bunch of berserkers.
He is a real American.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
The monks are a bit more cautious than that. But hey, here we go. Hey, yo, here we go. Boy, guys, it's your turn again. I don't know where you are, but you sure are there.
Yes, I'm going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to plow right into them. Or jump over them, depending on the situation.
See,
Mal's gonna shout out, "Get ready for incoming heat."
so yeah, if I was like, I want to run, I want to put in those wyverns that I saw on that sheet. If I put them down, how would I ever know that they have flyby attack or multi-attack if I don't have this cool sheet that just shows me all I want to know? This is what I'm talking about in terms of usability. Everything at my fingertips. Like, there is a mod or a module for 5e that turns it into those monster stat blocks that they have in the books instead of the one that's like, oh, here are all the buttons. Boyga, there are many of them. And you better hope that your horse can hold its ground, because those axes look sharp and ready.
Oh, I'm going to try to jump over them then.
Your horse
Jump
can't
over the
fly, but he can
previous
sure
ones.
go up.
It can sure go up. So here's the one attack that I do against the frontliner here. And I'm going to once again do a loop-t-loop around this building, because that's a little bit more convenient. So my full speed would put me somewhere around, I don't even know where. If I'm charging, I might just be able to
If you're
just
charging
roll.
and going in a straight line, you can't take corners.
Ah, okay.
The charge
fair enough.
literally
Well,
ends with the attack.
true, fair enough. Well, if there's more of them over there, then I'm gonna do a loop south instead of north. That would put me over here again, as is the last time.
Maul, they're also delightfully lined up.
Oh yeah, so she told Volga she's bringing the heat, so hopefully he
Yes.
got out of the way.
I did.
But I want to point out that when I was doing 2E, I had to spice him up a bit because generic attackers don't work. I made him red hot blooded. And surprisingly, the thing is, if you hit them with slashing or piercing, they made blood splatter all over the place. Surprisingly, they hit their friendlies more often than the bad guys, than the players. It was hilarious. God damn it! Would you guys cool down?
No, I mean, it could cause a chain reaction. That would be amusing.
Boom.
Holy crap.
Oh,
Those buildings probably caved in a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I made sure she casted it not on the building Migosh is on.
anyway, excuse me for that. It's just There you go. Well, you're going to start setting fire to the whole town at this rate, but
It's
that's not
fine.
really what we're here for. Let's see. Well, only one of them makes it, and it's the... Oh, of course it's the fucking monk who makes the saving throw. Oh, you scoundrel, I say, waggling my finger at him.
He takes 0 damage, right? Because of evasion.
I don't think he's high enough. Oh, he has evasion, yes, so he's actually fine.
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
snarky little bastard.
That's it.
Well, the fireball gives the rest of them all something to worry about. One of them is dead. Let's just remove him. And the rest are standing, but they are fuming, which is to say that they are bloodied. If that was a relevant game mechanic, ho-ho!
She'll back out of sight. Even though she has invisibility, she feels it fading.
Yeah, it's starting to wear a little thin. At this point, all the berserkers are where they need to be. Gosh, I think I'm just gonna remove a lot of you guys. Here, let's just take you all as a big fat heap and remove all of them, and I just get one, and I give him an initiative. There, Magoosh. There's so many of them. Gosh,
There is so many of them.
the scope of the army becomes a little bit more apparent when you're standing on a rooftop and you're like, this is just a fraction of them.
Yeah, so Migosh is going to take a 5-foot step back, and he sees the one that's causing all the trouble. Going to shoot down at that monk. That's hilarious. 1828, 1828.
If only the damage numbers were similarly spaced.
Let's take a la looks. Okay, I'm just gonna point some random ones out because honestly, individuals in a horde, who gives a shit? Also, I think.
Oh, well, no, so these are directed at the monk.
Oh,
so,
you're giving him
yeah.
a little lesson, huh?
Yeah, I saw that he was being fancy footwork, and Migosh don't like that.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be around for much longer. Oh, they're all cool, like covers. Oh, cool, nice. He's dead, and that means that 2 more attacks are gonna go for those boys, which should take care of 2 more berserkers to boot. Cleaning house. That's what you're doing. The Lions of Brindle have to hold their ground against their own set of delightful berserkers. You can tell that the way barbarians fight, and the reason that they become fatigued, is because they fight by just giving everything recklessly. And when you're a skilled fighter and you're used to like swords clinging and clanging, it's really something to deal with. To have a guy who's like bouldering his axe on top of you with little concern for his own survival. Whoa. The shields are getting dented, is what I'm trying to say. Matthias.
Oh man. Let's see. Oh, I see his big what those bugbears.
It's our bugbears.
Yeah, I'll shoot the closest one to me.
What
Use
did he
up
ever
all
do
my
to you?
arrow. He lived.
Delightful.
I blame our last dwarf companion. He made me hate these guys way too much.
Olaf smiles down from Dwarven Fall Halls.
Man, he's having a good day, ain't he? Well, their AC is 17, so despite everything, that is a kill. The monk, realizing what's going... Oh, that's the dead monk. Excuse me. Boyga.
Yes, I'm going to swing around. I'm going to attack this particular caster-looking bastard because they're the most annoying. So I'm going to be swinging by and attacking them as I pass them by. Let's take a look.
Who were you targeting again?
I think I targeted them with an ult. The little caster over here.
Gotcha.
Can you see it?
The two-man cleric is about to taste steel. Or wood. I think
Yes.
the lance are made of wood.
It might be.
It'd be fucking heavy if it was metal.
Dang it!
Well, that's a 1, so I can't help you there, bucko.
I know. That's fine. And I'm going to end up somewhere over there on the street.
This guy saw what you did, and he's like, oh, I'm coming right after you, bucko.
I'm sure.
With a charging axe attack, he tries to cripple your horse.
Let's see if that actually hits.
If only he didn't power attack.
My AC is 23, so.
The horse's AC is 23, yes.
That's true. Yes.
Meow.
Right. What, Mel? What do you got, Mel? I had my token drawer right there.
The
Out
artisanal
little.
token drawer. Oh, yeah, that reminded me. I need to roll to see how many rounds you have until the next. Oh boy, it's going to be an early one today.
See what skill she's gonna cast right here. Sorry. I think she'll cast a simple. She'll gonna cast a magic missile.
You're mean. How dare you?
And let's see, she'll cast it at 2nd level. Yeah. Oh, she gets 2 of them.
No, isn't that how? I know that you're thinking 5e right now.
Yeah.
She just gets a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, sweet. So she'll cast that level 2.
So yeah, for every 2 cast levels beyond, I think the maximum is 5 and 9. So she gets 5 missiles for a 1st level spell. Pew, pew, pew. Who is getting blasted?
I think the first 2 berserk.
Roll me 1d4 plus 1 times 5. Which would look something like this, actually. That's 1d6. Whoops! Don't look at that. I won too many d4s. I'm naughty.
Oh no.
I scamper in excitement.
Excitement is good.
Don't forget the dice here at the bottom. Makes it super easy to do. Well, you missed 4 damage there, so 13.
Yeah.
He's still standing.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
Magic-
1.
ugh.
It happens.
The cleric. I don't know how I survived, but does he have any spells? You know what? You know what's a really fun spell in this case? Hold person. Go for it, Argus. Can you make a DC 14 will save as a fucking paladin dwarf?
DC 14 if I roll 3 or below.
Don't fall off your horse.
Off my high horse. I'm a paladin too.
The 2 monks do what monks do best, which is run up the side of a freaking building like a bunch of ass clowns. They're coming for Magoosh.
It's alright.
Magoosh, they're coming up to you. But that just means they're easier to hit for you, really.
That's alright. That's it. So.
In real time, if this wasn't turn-based, they'd climb up there and you're just like immediately like Legolas going pew, pew, pew.
That's exactly what I was envisioning.
Like, oh, you're cocky enough to come up here? Well, thanks for saving me the trouble, bud. And then they'll fall down into the sand like they do in cowboy movies with the big old puff. Their armor class is 15.
Aw. 2 of
Holy
them
shit.
are fucking Renat ones.
One of them is down. Boof. I really should keep the kill count here a bit organized because I might need some of them. Where's that other guy at? I really, really, really should consider replacing my mouse, but I don't want to. I got a new one over there, and I'm just taking it out of the box. The vengeful lions of Brindle let out a cry like, what the hell? Lightning bolts! And then you hear this joyful giggling of goblins. Goblins riding thunder lizards. Because
Thunder.
because I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they made this part of the encounter, considering these baddies haven't shown up before, but I gotta say, people who wrote this module, I like your gumption.
That's it. They were the reserve forces.
Okay, I guess this guy gets to go first. Yes. Here we go. This is just for convenience. These guys are not here. Don't
It's
worry
a
about it.
Wunderwaffe.
The Blood Ghost Berserkers are just cleaned up when they suddenly have to dive aside because this ass clown charges forward. The goblin's back like,
Yeah! Let him have it! I'm a goblin. This kills the person saying this.
I'm dead. Thank you. A bolt of lightning 100 feet long surges through the area.
Holy fucking shit.
It instantly kills one of the dudes on the other side of the square.
Jesus.
The brindle. Okay, thank you. Good job, me. You forgot to put in. Or no, wait, I did put in the DC. It just isn't working right. Oh, whatever. I'll just read it for you. Excitedly wring my little hands together like a little goblin, and tell you that the DC on that is 19. That is for Mel.
Reflex? Is this a reflex, you said?
Reflex, yes, reflex. Oh god. Well, luckily the Brindle lions are a bit tougher than that.
Hey!
Mel, nice work.
So that's half damage?
Yes, half damage. The other ones have jumped out of the way already because they're like, oh no, what's that? This horse-sized. Well, I mean, horse-sized is a bit. It's chunkier than a horse. Its legs are way shorter too. It's just a dinosaur comes bouldering into the place. The creature that the guy's on top of looks like it's one of those rhinos that loves charging into you and it will just gore anything that it comes into contact with. Matthias.
Oh, that thing's in front of me now. Nice.
If you had a
Yeah,
druid
fuck
with
it.
you, I could tell you that this thing is actually an animal and not intelligent enough to think on its own.
Alright, I'm gonna charge the shit out and try to kill it. Because why not?
That's what Matthias would do. He's already a dragon slayer. Let him be a lizard slayer.
Let me slay things. Why does that keep doing that every time I collect my token? Hold on.
So things got a little awkward because
There we go.
I just got told that I need to watch and make sure that no one gets. So they're doing some repair work and apparently the window's going to be open and I'm the only person here, so I'm afraid we're going to have to call the session here today.
Oh.
Let me at least do my damage.
Sure.
Yes.
Show the world
Please.
who are you attacking? Are you attacking the big thing or the guy on his back?
The big thing.
Marvelous. Let him have it. I want to see those goods. Ooh, that's a spicy hit. That's like 1/3 of its health. Additionally, you can tell that that hit was pretty close to missing, so these are siege weapons in terms of hit points and armor class. I'm going to tell you that much.
I did power attack for 10.
Sexy. Well, next time, you guys are going to resolve this, and maybe we'll actually get far enough that you guys can fight Havrak Karn, and we can end
Ooh.
his little situation. Let's see, there's this, the waves. Oh, yeah. There's really only the fun, and then there's Havrak coming up and going like, hey, motherfuckers, I want to kill a survivor. I have anger problems.
You
It's
killed
okay,
my
I know a good
army!
I know a good therapist.
Now, before we go on, I do think that it's only fair that I actually show you Havrak Khan's picture in the book, and it's pretty good.
Show me.
I like this a lot. It's a good setup. Two dudes defiantly, the odds.
This god has a shad jawline. I'll tell you that.
There's one slight problem with this picture, and that's that technically, well, he does own a
Oh,
great
he
sword.
really does have a Chad jawline.
Oh god, he does. While he technically holds a greatsword, his preferred weapon is actually a pick. So, I guess what they were going for though. But I like it. It's like dude's done. Oh my god, he does. Who is this mysterious man?
No, I noticed there's a bunch of dead orcs though around. So.
Well, you're not fighting orcs, so those are hobgoblins presumably,
Oh yeah, okay. Hobgob.
and humans.
A couple humans. Some Thanos-looking motherfucker on the bottom right.
I like that Havrakan has a massive amount of veins sticking out of him too, and horns on his head.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna like him too much in combat because he's gonna bring some friends and they're not fine friends. Well, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there next time. Next time
Get
we
there.
might actually finish up like the siege arc, and then we get to the oh no arc, which is I don't know what they were thinking, but it's gonna be a dungeon crawl as you go after the High Wormlord himself.
All right.
Nice.
Finally,
as it turns
Migash's
out-
skills could be put to use, like lockpick and
It's a real model.
And you're gonna be fighting things that aren't just hobgoblins. The general design idea behind this dungeon is here's some fucking weird things for you to fight, like demons and all that kind of stuff. You know, because we talked about that a bunch.
look, makes sense. They worship Tiamat, and she's in the abyss, right?
That's 5e. I think Tiamat's just... No. She's a lawful evil, so she'd probably be in hell. I don't know where she is. Who knows? It doesn't matter. What matters is that this stuff's going to get funky and fast. And, like any good dungeon, it's a big payday. If you can find the treasure room, that is. Because like any good dungeon, the best loot is hard to find.
So
Although-
she actually is still in the abyss in 3.5. Reading it right now. She's chaotic evil.
I do think it's only fair that you see Azarkul's picture too, because look at that guy. Look at him. Look at that. Look at how many spikes and teeth are sticking out everywhere. I love him. He's great. What a Chad. Anyway, next time. Oh gosh. Hi there, Tiamat. Hope you... All that gray makes her look like she's a robot transformer. Beep boop.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you guys next week. Maybe we'll have
Yep,
Mellow
yep.
round. Someone else is going to have to bully her about getting her spell sorted out or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say something to her. Be like, yo,
Bye-bye.
I'll do something about that.
Sorry.
All right. Good luck. Yeah. Good
Oh,
luck.
we were
with
close
all
to
the,
ending anyway. We were
construction.
close to it anyway, so it's not the biggest loss. Whee! Whoops, I need to